good evening everyone. Everything seems to be working as it should. So I shall post this to Discord. There we go. And we shall continue. So this is Last Window, The Secret of Cape West on the Nintendo DS. This is part 5 and this should be the finale. So I did do what I said I would off stream, in that I progressed a few minutes post what I played yesterday so that I would have a save ready after the point where there's a kind of gimmicky thing to do with the Nintendo DS at some point. I managed to do it on the emulator, but I still, just in case I couldn't reproduce it because it was still kind of clunky, I still made a save after that, but we will pick up the story just now at the same spot as where I left off yesterday though. Right, so as you can see, I did play a little bit post stream, but let's continue right where I stopped with Frank Raver. There was a conversation going on with him. Hey Frank. So let's continue the discussion. What kind of woman do you think she is? Speaking of Mrs. Patrice. Margaret. What kind of woman do you think Mrs. Patrice is? Of course, I had my own information about her, but after hearing yours, I deduced that Mrs. Patrice is quite clearly the wife of a villain. Her late husband, George Patrice, was a close friend of Michael Mcgrath, the one-time owner of Hotel Cape West. He also just happened to be the prime suspect in the murder of Kathy Mcgrath. You told me that you were able to have a conversation with Michael's son. I would think that he would have told you that he had marked a certain individual as Kathy's murderer. Kathy. I always want to say Kathy. Or maybe it is actually, but I don't know. And that individual was George Patrice. Precisely. This was the same conclusion that the first detective on the case came to. So George Patrice was the #1 suspect, huh? That's what the detective in charge of the original case thought, at least. At the time of the victim's death, he was absent from the party and without an alibi. Conveniently for him, though, his wife, Margaret, provided him with an alibi later on. Do you believe he was responsible for the murder? I must admit I do. I see. Not only that, I also firmly believe that he knew the whereabouts of the missing Scarlet Star. What? And if Niall have been using Dylan to watch Mrs. Patrice, then there's no doubt. Let me get this straight. Earlier you said there was only one person who knew where the Scarlet Star was, and that person was the hotel manager, Michael Mcgrath. Why then would you say George Patrice knew? I meant that Mcgrath was the only person working at the hotel who knew. But when we're talking about George Patrice, Condor's ringleader, well, I find it hard to believe he didn't know all there was to know. There's something more I have to say about the Scarlet Star, though. Anyway, where was Dylan frequenting? The 4th floor in the basement, vacant rooms too. He also tended to enter other tenants' rooms, insisting he was merely doing maintenance. I can't tell you how many times I spotted him leaving room 306, for example. It goes without saying that he would enter Mrs. Patrice's room as well. What do you think he was up to? Monitoring and information gathering, all to find clues to locate the Scarlet Star. He was looking for it, so Dylan knew about it too. They let some underling know about the Scarlet Star. What else do you know? I had intended to talk about that in the cafe. Come on, you've mentioned this much. I think you need to tell me everything. You're very persuasive, Mr. Hyde. This is how I see it. Michael Mcgrath was in possession of the Scarlet Star, but when his wife was killed off, he naturally became frightened and hid it where nobody else would be able to find it. You mean like in a building that used to be a hotel? Indeed. And I'm positive that he left some sort of means to locate it again later on. He must have figured that at some point somebody would try to obtain the Scarlet Star. He thought that someone would come looking for it? Yes, the same people that knew the truth behind its disappearance. But who are those people? Condor ringleader George Patrice and his wife Margaret. Mike Porter and Peter Rivet too. Naturally, Niall would have been aware as well. Mike and Peter were part of Marie's family. The only ones to survive up until the present day are Mrs. Patrice and Niall. Out of all the people who knew the truth behind how the Scarlet Star disappeared, only Mrs. Patrice and Niall are left. Hold on. Frank, there's one more person who knew about the disappearance of the Scarlet Star. There is? You. You know exactly how it came to be missing, don't you? If you won't come clean now, this conversation is over. Fine, have it your way. The reason I've been looking into the events of this building's past is to restore a certain reputation. Whose reputation needs restoring? Mine, of course. Yours? 25 years ago, I was part of the investigation into Condor, Mr. Hyde. During this investigation, I learned something about Hotel Cape West. I found out that this was where Condor conducted their fencing of stolen jewelry. Soon after that, an internal investigation took place and I was removed from the case. I believe I was the victim of a conspiracy perpetrated by a certain person. What kind of conspiracy? It was a plot to remove the person poised to unveil the truth about Condor. Not only did he ruin my good name, but he also deepened his allegiance with Nile. This person, the one who orchestrated the conspiracy, are you talking about? Well, it seems pretty obvious to me, Hugh Speck. Are you talking about the mayoral candidate, Hugh Speck? Hello, Monica, in shouty caps. How's it going? I am. He rants incessantly about crushing crime, which caught him into the world of politics. But the truth is, it's all a front. He doesn't mean a word of it. You fell asleep yesterday? Wasn't that boring? Just kidding. Oh no, she just fell asleep again, in the middle of a sentence. Ah, you feel ashamed? Ah, okay. No offense taken, don't worry about it. No problem. It just means you needed the rest and that's all. The truth is, it's all a front, it doesn't mean a word of it. I'll tell you now, my ultimate aim is to bring him and his corruption down. If I can do that, I have no doubt my reputation will be restored. Mr. Hyde, listen to me, I must sound like some doddering old fool. I was once just a plain and simple detective who wanted for nothing. When I was younger, I was bad-tempered and eager to prove myself. It seems you're still as bad-tempered and eager to prove yourself as when you were a young lad. Even though I didn't conform with the norm, I did my job and fought for justice. It was so relaxing, and I had just taken painkillers and they make me sleepy. Yeah, I know you're on painkillers at the moment, so I can understand that, at least. I can appreciate it. Even though I didn't conform with the norm, I did my job and fought for justice. Then that man and his damned internal investigation stripped me of everything. And all of a sudden, I was just a cog in the machine working behind the desk. But there was one thing they couldn't take away from me, and that was my pride. I quit my job and vowed to uncover the truth behind what happened. Let me get this straight. Your reason for searching for dirt on Hugh Speck is to try and expose the link between Nile and the LAPD? Exactly. I'm positive, Mr. Hyde, that the Scarlet Star lays hidden somewhere in this building. I'm actually slowly getting out of it now. Almost no pain. Oh, that's good to hear. That soon you won't need these. You won't need to put more chemicals into your body to go a normal life every day. If I can only find it, I know it will prove it to be an invaluable piece of evidence. Michael Mcgrath definitely left some sort of clue behind before he died. Something that will enable me to finish what I've been trying to do all these years. So you've been trying to find some sort of clue up on the 4th floor? Yes, but all of my efforts appear to have been in vain. I've not found a thing. There's always a chance that somebody got to it before me and moved it, though. Moved it? That reminds me, didn't Dylan say something? It's Marie and that Patrice woman, of course. Patrice especially, I'm sure she's still hiding something in her room. Yet there's no mistaking it if you've watched her like I have. Mr. Hyde, yeah? What are you thinking about? Would I be wrong if I suspected you of knowing something? Perhaps something about the place Michael Mcgrath hid that clue? Dream on. If I knew something about that, you think I'd still be gassing to you? Then forgive me, it's just that the look you had on your face made me think so. You must tell me if you know something. Steady on, Grandad. That tone will get you nowhere. I told you I don't know anything. You're lying. I know it. Look, when I say I don't know, it means I don't know. You can't trick me, Mr. Hyde. You know something and there's no denying it. Now tell me what it is. Hey, keep bawling like that and you'll draw a crowd. Is that what you want? It's just a weird feeling now, like you want to stretch, but you can't. Yeah, it's like it's not the pain, it's discomfort, more like. From the way you were describing it. That's what it sounds like. I'm not agitated at all. I just needed to be sure you weren't attempting to hide anything from me. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Trying to force it out of me, huh? Well, Mr. Hyde, since we appear to have exhausted this line of conversation, I see no need to meet in the cafe after all. I assume you agree? Well, then I'll be going. Frank moves away and heads up the stairs. Got to give it to the old guy. He sure wants to find that hiding place. Guess he won't give up until he's found Michael Mcgrath's secret. Somebody's coming down the stairs. Who's that? Him again? Mr. Hyde, can you spare a moment? What now? I thought we said all we needed to say to each other. I wanted to apologize for how I acted just now. I didn't intend to make you angry. It's just like you said. I am looking for some kind of evidence on Hugh Speck. And that's why I need to find what Michael Mcgrath left behind. I was curious to see what we could turn up if we put our minds together. Do you have any idea where it might be hidden? Yes, I'm sure it's in one of two places. Either the 4th floor, in a place I haven't checked yet, or inside Mrs. Patrice's room. In Mags's room? Yes, there's a very high likelihood that something is hidden in there. I was hoping you might have already discovered something on one of your visits there. But since it appears you haven't, come on, spit it out. What do you want to say? If you've got something you want to say, I'd rather just said it. Very well, I will. Would you be willing to team up with me so we can search Mrs. Patrice's room? Seriously? You're the only one who I can talk to candidly regarding this. Let's say I agree. How are you proposing we go about searching her place? My plan is to ask her to meet me in the cafe where I'll keep her talking for an hour or so, during which time you can take a thorough look around her room. And the small matter of a key? Don't you worry about that. I'll see that she leaves the door unlocked. You can leave that side of the operation to me. Does Mags know you've been looking into Condor? I doubt it, Mr. Hyde. As far as I can tell, she suspects nothing. I'm sure you're just as eager to have a closer look around her room as I am, Mr. Hyde. Am I right? You might be. Then it's settled. I'll go and ask her to join me in the cafe. As soon as she has left her room and come with me to the cafe, you should go inside. What you're looking for is... Yeah, I know. You want me to find something left behind by Michael Mcgrath. Precisely. Once you're done with your search, come to the cafe. We can discuss what you find after you arrive. Yeah, got it loud and clear. Then we'll regroup there. Frank nods and heads towards Mags's room, okay? Let's go down the stairs then. I can hear voices. Yes, I understand. Then let's go to the cafe. The sound of footsteps and the two voices trail off towards the cafe. I don't know how he did it, but the door's unlocked. Secret mission rifled through Mags's room for clues is now in effect. But it wouldn't be in here, would it? Pictures. The photos in this small frame appear to be of wheat fields. Yeah, there's probably nothing of importance in here. It's a blue ceramic vase. The flowers in it are also blue. In fact, they almost match the vase. Well. Ah, crap. The graphics are gone again. Okay, they're back to normal. Well, let's get the issue of the little complicated mechanism out of the way. Margaret's bedroom. Her bedroom. I'd better search here too. This closet is pretty big. Mags must have a lot of clothes. There's something covered in the white cloth stuffed into a corner of the closet. What the hell is that? Maybe I should open it up and take a look. There's a nice looking ornamental wooden box inside. I wonder what's inside this thing. It's a music box. A music box. Wait, there's something stuck in the drum. A key. What's a key doing in here? Here we go. I think I can move the key if I push this thing. So if you hold down the R button, it moves this little arm here. But you have to do it at the right moment. In fact, what you have to do is hold the DS as if it was the music box and the lid closes the box. So you have to close the lid of the Nintendo DS while holding the system closed. And then the system actually doesn't go into sleep mode because the game is programmed to prevent it. So you hold down the R button. And then as soon as you open the DS up again, you have to use the stylus and gently poke it through the system as you're opening it up, and then take the key out if you like. Right, there we go. Actually, because I trained myself off stream yesterday to try to do it, to see if I wouldn't have to put the save file back onto the Nintendo DS to do it on real hardware, I kind of trained myself to do it. Got it. Yeah, it's kind of complicated actually when you don't know about it. What could this key be for? Especially, it's not intuitive when you're playing on an emulator because you don't think about the system and how it opens and closes like a box. The key has a condor mark on it. I take the condor key. Well, let's keep looking. This closet is pretty big. Max must have a lot of clothes. There's a red handbag at the bottom of the closet. It looks like it's seen a few wars. At the back I can see a big overnight bag. Women's clothes. I don't think I'll be trying them on. Oh, come on! It'll be fun. The dresser includes a 3-part mirror, just in case you want to look at yourself from every angle. There's a soft chair in front of the dresser. The pattern on the fabric is the same as on the sofa and armchair in the living room. Kylie drag. Something's on the floor under the table. What's this? Looks like a piece of paper. It's got something written on it, alright, but the lower part's missing. The beginning reads, "We know everything. Leave this apartment and its secrets immediately. Niall doesn't forget and still bears a grudge against the wife of George Patrice." This is part of a threatening letter. That reminds me, Max said something when she received that package. I have my reasons for jumping to such conclusions, especially with a threat like this. I thought it was somebody's idea of a joke at first and tore it up. But when I saw the lack of a sender and on that package just now, the contents of this letter came back to me in a flash. Yeah, when she thought that there was a bomb in the box, and so she asked me to open it for her. Like, real nice. What about me? This must be the missing piece of the letter she showed me from before. So the sender was Niall. It's a fancy notepad. I can't see anything written on it. What, she writes with an inkwell and quill? Yeah, there is an inkwell on the desk. I'd say about half the ink has been used up. Wow. Old-fashioned. In this corner of the room is a wooden desk with a drawer. There's a slightly uncomfortable wooden chair in front of the desk. Some kind of dresser. A bookcase that's showing its age. Through the glass doors I can see rows of books with discolored spines. I don't need to waste any more time looking at this. Okay. If you say so. Under the bed. Under the pillows. There are 3 pillows on the bed. The pillowcases smell brand new. Or maybe Max just washed them. Bedside table. Chest of drawers next to the bed. I'll take a look inside. Gloves. A pair of leather gloves with an understated hue. It's a neatly folded pile of washcloth with a check pattern on them. Definitely worth investigating. What about the one on this side? In my infinite wisdom, I'd guess that it's been revarnished. Either way, she's clearly been using it a long time. Bathroom. Luxurious. There's a plant pot over the side. Every branch has several long thin leaves coming out of it. The bathtub is immaculate. Does she ever leave anything dirty? Or maybe worse, maybe she never washes herself. Maybe it's not seen any use, that's why. There's a little table next to the bathtub, convenient. Some shampoo bottles have been left on the table. These look a little pricey, only the best for mags. There's a sink on one side of the room. Well, it is a bathroom. There are cupboards underneath as well. There is nothing like the rooms she rents out. I'm almost insulted. Uh-oh. What is it? Well, despite what Frank seems to think, I can't find anything from Michael here. Well, the key has the Condor sign on it. All I've got to show for my search is part of a letter and a key with a Condor mark. Maybe the key will lead to some sort of clue. Almost time to meet Frank. I'd better make tracks before Max comes back. Okay. Okay, if he says I should leave, then let's leave. Before I get caught. Okay. Huh? Okay, there she is. Whew! Max, damn, if she saw me coming out of her room, my ass would have been grass. Mr. Hyde, I apologize for before. Don't worry about it. Maybe we can chat again sometime later, as long as that's okay with you. No problem. By then, I will have discovered more about your past, Mrs. Patrice. Okay, good. Now I must be going. Max goes back inside her room. As long as she doesn't notice that someone has been rummaging through her things. There's the old man. Mr. Hyde, how did it go? I managed to have a pretty good look around while you kept her busy. Problem is, I didn't find anything left behind by Michael in there. I see. It wasn't a total waste of time, though. I found this. What have you got? It's a key with a Condor mark on it. A key with a Condor mark. Give it here, Mr. Hyde, and you should avoid trying to go any further in this investigation. What? Not this again? Why should I stop, and who gave you the right to order me around? I beg your pardon? Sorry to disappoint you, but I've got plenty of things I still want to investigate. I have a feeling that key is gonna open more than simply a door. If I'm lucky, it might even reveal some of the secrets around here. Are you trying to say you intend to return to the 4th floor to search? Damn right. Then I'll tell you again. Stop your investigation. There's no need to waste your time up there. I've searched it thoroughly enough. Just because you haven't managed to find anything doesn't mean I won't. I've got a feeling I'm gonna get lucky up there. No, you listen to me. I'm more competent than you because I'm more experienced and I know my job. I was a detective a lot longer than you, young man. Oh, what the hell. It's no use talking to you. Do whatever you like. I'll be on my way. Hold it, Frank. What is it? What did you and Max talk about in there? It was nothing important. We just took the opportunity to do a spot of complaining. Did Dylan come up during the conversation at all? It seems she was already aware of him leaving, but she's got no idea that he is with Niall. I see. Anyway, I must be going. Frank gets all hot under the collar whenever the subject of the 4th floor comes up. Tony. Yo! Didn't think you and Old Man Raver would be the sort to sit down together for drinks. Yeah, well, we had things to discuss. Hey, you're not trying to keep secrets from me now, are you? As a matter of fact, I am. And why would I want to do that? No reason, I guess. Anyway, I need to tell you something, Hyde. Tell me what? It's about Betty. Don't know how to explain it, but it seems I've been given a second chance. You don't say. She told me that she thinks I've changed, for the better too, and she wants to stick with me from now on. Sounds like you're on to a winner there, good job. What I'm trying to say is that I owe it all to you, man. To me, what the hell did I do? If you hadn't been around, I would have been stuck drowning my sorrows, going nowhere. And then how would I have been gotten with Betty? I owe you one, man, seriously. Tony, Before you say anything, I want to find a way to show my gratitude. Anything you want, consider it done. Just say the word. Easy, Tony. You don't want to start making promises you can't keep now, do you? Give me a chance here, man. We don't have much time left in this old place, you know. I really don't want to leave without having the chance to pay you back. If you think of some way I can help out, just give me a shout. I think he's gonna ask him to stand guard while he's searching the 4th floor or something. Okay, I'll think about it. Say, Tony, are you still short of cash? I had a feeling you'd ask that. Do you really need me to answer? There's no way I'm gonna turn from rags to riches overnight, you know? What if I told you I knew a way to make big bucks in next to no time? I'd say you'd better tell me what you have in mind. So you're interested? Just tell me what the deal is first. You gotta promise me you're not going to spread this around, though. The truth is, there's a precious jewel hidden somewhere on the 4th floor. A jewel on the 4th floor? You are talking about this place, right? Sure I am. It's known as the Scarlet Star and it went missing 25 years ago. I only heard about it by chance. But what I heard seems to suggest it's hidden right here in this apartment building. Say no more, man. I'm in. Let me guess. The plan is to get to the thing before we have to clear out, right? Got it in one, Tony. Far out. I think it's fair to warn you, though. This could get a little dangerous. So tell me, are you still down with it? Down like a clown, man? You think I'd pass up the chance to get in on action like this? Just tell me what you need doing. Say the word, and I'll get started. Great. So what are we gonna do first? That's a good question. I guess a good starting point would be to meet up by the 4th floor fire door. Got it, by the fire door on the 4th floor. We better be careful not to go there together. If we're spotted, you think people will guess we're up to something? Yeah, the people around here get jumpy real quick. Understood. I'll get going then. See you up there, Hyde. Sure, I'll be up later. 10-4. Tony leaves the cafe. Did he go there straight away? Hold on, let's look that way. Okay, I see no one. Nobody. Okay, there's Tony. Tony! I got the fire door open, but we've got a new problem. There aren't any lights on in there. It's pitch black. Of course, Max said that the power was gonna be switched off. The next problem is, even if we find the light, we don't have any keys. Yeah, I already thought about that. The only people who have access to the keys are Max and Dylan. So if we ask Dylan, maybe he'll help us, right? What, you wanna ask Dylan to try and get the keys from Max? Nah, that'd take forever, but hang on. Dylan has his own set. He uses them to get in here and look around. I think he got himself a set just for the 4th floor. Are you sure about that? I think it's the keys I saw in his drawer too after he left his apartment the day before, or I mean yesterday. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm positive. I know because he's opened the place up for me before. Then it's settled. I'll get those keys. Tony, you need to go and get a flashlight. Yeah, I saw some in the storage room in the basement. Pretty sure I saw a couple downstairs in the storage room. Yeah, there we go. Leave it to me. And good luck getting those keys. Right. Okay, here goes nothing. Tony rushes off and heads downstairs. Right, now to find those 4th floor keys. Room 304. This one. I think they were in here, if I'm not mistaken. There's a bunch of keys inside the drawer. This looks like what Tony was telling me about. I wanted to pick them up yesterday already, actually, because I figured it would be useful, but the game wouldn't let me. Tony is back. Did you get them? What took you so long? Hey, I went straight for them. I couldn't have been any faster. I didn't even have to look for them. So how did it go? Without a hitch, that's how. And you, did you get the keys? Yeah. Knew you would, man. Here we go. I take the flashlight from Tony. Now I think it's about time we search the 4th floor. Ready when you are. Okay, he's with me now. It's locked and I don't think brute force is going to help. I have the keys. I take out the 4th floor keys and unlock room 406. Well, there was a Condor logo right here, wasn't there? Or was it in a different room, maybe? There's a faded spot on this part of the wall. There's a drawing on the wall of a condor spreading its wings. This must be the drawing Dylan was talking about. There's nothing more. Actually, let me have a look at the map of the floor. Ah, I don't have it. Hey, hide. What? Get a load of this safe. A safe, huh? Got any idea what's inside? Only one way to find out. Guess we need to take a look. Ah, yeah. Indeed. It looks like... I know it's a glitch, but it looks like he's wearing a hat or something. He's not supposed to look that way. There's a safe with a dial up against the wall. Looks like it's been here for quite a while. Here's the dial. Not a chance. This thing's rusted beyond repair. I'm not gonna move an inch. Well, what do you want me to do about it then? It's no good. This thing's not gonna open. I think we're gonna need some sort of tool. Maybe a crowbar will do the trick. You stay here and I'll go grab one. I'll go and grab one, okay? Make it quick. Do you need a light? Nah, man, I've got another flashlight. Be back soon, okay? Am I really gonna find the Scarlet Star up here on the 4th floor? Okay, probably time I had to think about things so far. Ah, it's the end of the chapter. December 26th. While my head was full of the things Will Mcgrath told me last night, I was visited by somebody in the morning. It was... Who visited him in the morning? Dylan? Right. Dylan was the one who paid me a visit first thing in the morning. He was itching to find out what Will and I had spoken about. After calling Rachel, I caught the news about the jewelry robbery on TV. They interviewed the store owner, who described the woman that appeared on the scene. The description reminded me of Marie, so I went and had it out with her. She fled to the roof and eventually confessed to me about... Tony's song being recorded. Why would she do that? Her brother and husband working for Condor or Nile. Condor, okay. See, she went on to say that Nile had forced her to play the part of the mysterious woman. I also had the opportunity to talk to Rex, who came to the roof as well. He let me in on the fact that he plans to expose Nile to the world. After hearing what Marie and Rex had to say, I learned that it was none other than Dylan who had been threatening her. We had a chat and he admitted to working for Nile. His job in the apartment was... to look into Marie's insurance, to watch mags and find clues about the Scarlet Star, yeah. Dylan was placed in this building to keep an eye on Mags. While he did so, he was trying to uncover clues about the Scarlet Star. When I exposed him for what he was, he quickly fled from the building. Frank noticed that Dylan had vacated the building and asked me to fill him in. He told me about Nile and the connection it had with the LAPD. He also let slip that his goal was to expose Hugh Speck and regain his reputation. Lastly, he told me that the one who knew the location of the Scarlet Star was. I really like these segments as the chapter ends. It reminds you of what happened, while also testing if you've actually been paying attention. Yeah. Actually, all the games that this developer has made for Nintendo, they're all like this. There's two sets of games. The more serious ones, Hotel Dusk and Last Window, and there's two games. One is called Another... Well, they're both called Another Code in Europe, but they're more light-hearted, these two. One is on the Nintendo DS and the other one is on the Wii, and they have these things at the end of each chapter as well. Actually here I've not been paying attention to the question. What was it? Ah, I can read it, okay. He also let slip that his goal was to expose Hugh Speck and regain his reputation. Lastly, he told me that the one who knew the location was... George Patrice? No, that's not who it was. Well, it was one of the two anyway. We did mention both. It's weird that the other one would not be considered a good answer. Right, he told me that Michael knew the whereabouts of the Scarlet Star. He also said that he was sure that Michael had left behind some sort of clue. Thanks to Frank, I now know more about the Scarlet Star. Yeah, I also learned that Nile was the organization behind Condor, and that Mags was connected to it all. After talking to Dylan and Frank, I headed to Mags's room. I was keen on finding this so-called clue that Michael had left behind, and with Frank's help luring Mags away, I was able to search her room. Unfortunately, my search proved fruitless and I never found what I was looking for. Instead, I found a key with a condor mark. Instead of handing the key I found to Frank, I kept it. Tony and I then made our way to the 4th floor to take a look around. There's little doubt left in my mind that there are clues to be found here, but will it reveal the clues that Michael left behind? And where is the Scarlet Star hidden? Will I find something to shed light on the truth behind the incident with my dad? With any luck, everything will become clear once I find what I'm looking for. But as I think about it, I notice an uneasy feeling creeping into my mind. If I remember correctly, Tony will be back with the crowbar or something, but he will forget to put the door stopper in the fire door, and the door will close, and we will be locked inside the 4th floor or something. I think something like that happens, because he's such a screw-up. Well... Or is it something else that's gonna happen? Be kind to Tony. Tony? No, it's not Tony. It's something else. Ah! Somebody gassed me or something. I don't recall this, actually. I do sort of recall that you're locked in on the 4th floor at one point, though. He may be an idiot, but he's trying his best. Yeah, that's true. He means well, at least. Chapter 10. The final chapter, I think. Beep, beep, beep. I hear my pager beeping somewhere. It keeps beeping as I slowly regain my focus. By the time I'm fully conscious, the beeping stopped, but not the pounding in my head. I find myself lying on the floor for some reason. My body feels like a lead weight, and my limbs are like rubber, no strength. My head's throbbing and my throat's hurting too. As my eyelids slowly open, I'm treated to a scene of utter darkness, punctuated by a single point of light. I don't know what the light is, but no sooner do I focus on it than I feel a searing pain in my eyes and I force them shut once more. Tears seep out from beneath my closed eyelids. What was that? Some kind of sleep spray? Can't come up with a better answer, so I try and think back to the moment it happened. Whatever that stuff was, it certainly did what the spray wanted. Who the hell did it, though? Who indeed? I tried to stand, but then realize I'm unable. My hands and feet have been bound. Tony might come to the rescue, actually. He knows I'm here. Damn, they got me good. I've been tied up with rope. As I tried to endure the pain from my eyes and my head, I attempted to lift my eyelids. I managed to focus on a dimly lit room. I regained my sight and managed to get myself into a sitting position. I look around. The light I saw before is the flashlight. Must have dropped it when I blacked out. Great, now what? Not sure I'll be going anywhere like this. Oh yeah. This is even tougher than I thought it would be. Still, if I take it slowly, I think I can get a little mobility. Yeah, I see. He's trying his best to move while being bound. Well, that's the flashlight. There's a vase on top of an unsteady looking table. If I... Tony to the rescue? I think, maybe. I think I managed to shake the vase a little. If I can force it down and break it, maybe I can cut my bounds with one of the shards. Yeah, I can't recall. It's been too long. I slammed into the table using my body. Almost. Just a little more. Got it. The shards of the broken vase are littering the floor. Right, now to put one of these shards to good use. I stretch one of my fingers out from beneath the rope and snag myself a shard. Don't cut yourself. Come on. I sever the ropes binding me with the shard. I think he's still locked on the 4th floor though, even if he's freed himself. Phew, those ropes were cutting off my circulation. Good to have the use of my hands back. I use my newly freed hands to untie my legs. Good, hobbling around on my ass for the rest of the night wouldn't be my idea of fun. Now I just need to find the Joker who thinks they can get away with this. I'm worried about Tony too. First things first though, I need to get out of this room. Yeah, he may have been knocked out too, come to think of it. Looks like there's something on the other side jamming the door shut. Crap. I'm trapped in here. What the hell am I gonna do now? Do I have anything I can use? Condor key, torn postcard, flashlight, Milla's drawing, doorstop. Yeah, why is it that I still have the doorstop in my inventory then? What is used on the door then? Why am I even knocking? That spray must be messing with my head. Looks like there's something on the other side. Yeah, I know. Guess there's nothing for it but to bust the door open. How? Can I use that thing? Like a lot of the unused furniture, this sofa has been covered with a sheet. It almost looks like some kind of ghost sofa. Well, doesn't seem to be anything of use in here. Oh, the lamp, maybe. I hope the shade on this lamp wasn't white at any point. Even the light bulb was dusty. I won't try turning it on, because you could have tried to use it to sort of bang on the door or something. Some beat-up old chairs that are a little lacking in the stability department. Maybe I can use this chair. I'm sure if I can put it to good... I'm sure I can put it to good use busting that door open, okay? Take the chair. Right, that door had better say its prayers. He has such a way with words. Time to try this chair out on that door. Bam! Bam! Oh, okay. It wasn't very solid. Not very sturdy. Looks like it did the trick. Okay. Jeez. Bye-bye, door. Time to get out of here. I stretch my hands through the hole and unbind the rope holding the door shut. The hole was big enough that you could have fit through if you wanted to, huh? Down by my feet is the debris from the broken door. Manager. What's that? Something's lying on the floor beside the number plate for room 406. It's a piece of the door with the word manager written on it. So room 406 belonged to the manager, huh? This is getting interesting. I think I may be having a glitch with the visuals, probably. Yep, there we go. Tony! Huh? That's... Tony! Hey, Tony! Tony! Hey, are you okay? Oh, Hyde, is that you? Hang in there, don't rub your eyes. Right, but my throat and my eyes feel like they're on fire, and my head, Who did this to you? Wish I could tell you, man. I was going past the elevator and all of a sudden something sprayed into my face. Knocked me out cold. I didn't even feel it when I hit the floor. Good thing he didn't try to use his own body force for it. He would have broken through and fallen on the ground with all that wood. Yeah. You were hit with sleep spray. Just blink a lot. I don't believe this. Son of a... I'm in agony here. I think it's law enforcement grade stuff. You're lucky you've been out for most of it. Is it the old man, maybe? If it's law enforcement stuff. If it's the kind of spray that the cops use. Just grin and bear it. You're not dying, you know. A little more compassion would go a long way, man. Yeah, well, it wasn't just you that got taken down. They got me too. Same routine with the sleep spray and everything. What, they got you too? What the hell is this? Just after you left, they sprayed me, knocking me unconscious. I was tied up and locked in room 406. No way! I've only just got myself free and smashed my way out. At least it wasn't pepper spray. I think the law enforcement grade stuff is worse. I've only just got myself free and smashed my way out. You don't seem fazed. Guess this kind of thing happened all the time back on the force. Can it, Tony? I wasn't on the SWAT team or anything. How are you feeling now? Can't complain. It's a lot better than just now, that's for sure. Damn. Yeah, I think I'm over the worst of it now. Good to hear. But who the hell would want to do this to us anyway? My guess is somebody who didn't want us closing in on the Scarlet Star. Well, we were in room 406, and he lives in the apartment just on the floor below, the old man. And he didn't want us finding the Scarlet Star before he could, so... Doesn't exactly tell us much. Yeah, true. Looks like I'm gonna be needing your help with one more thing then, Tony. Sure, no sweat. We've got to get our heads straight and get back in the game here. I want to know who it is as much as you do. Let's go get him. That's the spirit. Right, I've just remembered. Did anything happen to the safe? Same as when you left. We need to get back there for another look. No time like the present. Let's book it. And if anyone tries anything again, let's see them try and sleep spray my crowbar. Where's that thing anyway? It's over there on the floor. So that's your little friend, huh? I picked the crowbar up on the off the floor, okay? Right, let's get this thing done. Right. Wow, Hyde, what the hell, man? You did a number on that door. Oh, okay. It's actually what he says. I didn't remember the line, but I could imagine him saying that anyway. It was nothing special. Oh man. What's so strange? The chair broke too. Well, they were old. Both the door and the chair. Nothing. I just think it's very you, that's all. What's very me? What I did to the door was nothing compared to you when you're drunk. Some things don't change, huh? That's harsh, man. Right, let's do this. Yeah. Hmm. Well, here we are. Time to get that safe open, Hyde. Right. Should I get a closer look first? Yeah. Use. Alright, let's get busy with this crowbar. Okay, let's do this. Push the bar on 3, okay? 1. Okay. Gee. It even come off its hinges. Got it. Nice one, Hyde. Come on, let's see what's inside. He's very hopeful that it's the jewel. There's an old safe next to the wall. The door is broken off. Another smaller safe inside the bigger safe. Hold on. Don't like having food in my teeth. So did we find anything? Hold your horses, I'm still checking. The suspense is killing me, man. There's a small square case inside. A case? Better take a look inside it. A safe within a safe. This is it. Let's get that thing open and take a look at all that. Nothing. Within another safe. Nothing, he says. What the hell have we wasted all our time for then? The damn thing's empty. That can't be right. Well, I'm not making this up, you know. So where the hell is the Scarlet Star? Beats me. Talk about disappointing. Oh man, after all that? Yeah, tell me about it. Hey, wait a minute. Take a look at the door. What about it? Well, look at how thick it is. Pretty good security for a safe with nothing in it. And it's almost unusually thick. I thought we'd be rolling in it by now. Hang on. The inside of the door. Perhaps. The door reprised off of the safe is lying on the floor. Yeah. Take a look inside. The door's thick and the inner portion is covered in rust. There's some sort of opening on the inside of the door. Could it be... What is it? It looks like this thing comes apart. You're right. I placed a crowbar into the opening and prise it open. That'll do. This looks like... What did you find? Tony, there's some kind of book hidden in the gap in the door. What? A book? Nothing shiny and expensive looking then. Oh, come on! Be patient. This could lead us to the shiny and expensive looking thing. Unfortunately not, but at least we have something, and we've got you to thank for it. So, what does the book say? It looks like a diary from the manager of Hotel Cape West. The manager's diary? Maybe a ledger for all the things. All the shady dealings that he had with perhaps people on the LAPD. Maybe names of accomplices and stuff. It belonged to Michael Mcgrath, the manager of the hotel. The man who knew the whereabouts of the Scarlet Star. Maybe we can still find it. I take Michael's diary. So come on, what's in it? This is what's written inside. Written on December 17th, 1967, after Kathy's funeral. Kathy, I will care... Well, it's too... let's read the thing instead of trying to read the image because it's too low res. Written on December 17th, 1967, after Kathy's funeral. Kathy, I still can't believe you're gone. Okay. Whenever I think of life without you, I am overcome with an intolerable sense of guilt. Guilt because I know the truth, Kathy. I know why you were killed, and it's all because of what happened on that fateful night 12 years ago. If I hadn't shot the safecracker who snuck into my office, if I hadn't taken the Scarlet Star from his dead fingers, then maybe you'd still be alive. So he killed my dad. Everything is connected to one night that happened 12 years ago. If only I hadn't shot the man who'd crept into the office to break into the safe. If I had not taken the Scarlet Star from his hands and kept it for myself, perhaps then none of this would have happened. We kept the man's body in the chest freezer for 2 days. Then I had Mike and Peter take it down to a downtown parking lot and dump it there. The blood-stained room was then converted into a guest room, and it was made off-limits from then on. Rarely a day goes by when I don't think about what happened that night. When I closed the hotel, my plan was to sever my ties with Condor as well. George said, the only way to escape Condor is to completely disappear. Of course, you're well within your right to do so, but remember this. I can overlook certain things while we're friends, but not when we're strangers. But George knew. He knew about the provisions I'd made in order to start my new life. And he knew what had become of the Scarlet Star. I expected some sort of retribution, but Kathy, I never imagined it would result in your life being taken. Now that you've gone, the reasoning behind taking the Scarlet Star has gone too. And George, who took your life, even had the audacity to come to your funeral. Kathy, I now know exactly what I have to do. I have no intention of handing the Scarlet Star over to George, and absolutely no intention of forgiving him for what he has done either. You can rest easy, Kathy. You will be avenged, I promise. Safecracker in this diary, there's no mistaking it. It was my dad. It all happened 25 years ago in this very room. My dad snuck in and stole the Scarlet Star only to be killed by Michael Mcgrath. He was killed in this very room. Dad. Hey, are you listening, Hyde? Tony? Snap out of it, man. Does it say where the Scarlet Star is or not? No, it doesn't. So we've got nothing. What now, Hyde? Right now we need to get out of this room. Yeah, that's a good idea. Tony and I leave room 406. Ouch! What is it? My foot hurts. I must have fallen on it funny. Still hurts now. My head's killing me too. What the hell was in that spray? You might as well go back to your room, Tony. But what about the diamond? You need to rest. I'll be sure to come and get you when I need you. Well, okay, man, if you're sure. Tony makes his way back through the hallway. It's my pager. Yeah, it was already beeping before, actually. I'd better get back to my room, too. This way. Ah, got it. Oh yeah, I need to get back to my room. I was thinking of paying the old man a visit. I know I have to go to his apartment at some point, but maybe not now. Maybe not yet. Time to give Rachel a call. You're still up, Rachel? Red Crown, how may I help you? Rachel, it's me. Is everything okay, Kyle? I've been trying to reach you for ages. Yeah, I got caught up in something. Oh? It's fine now. Don't worry about it. Well, okay, if you're sure. What did you want me for anyway? I'll pass you over to Ed. Take it easy, old man. You should be home and resting. It's me. I found out something about Frank Raver. He was heading up a Condor investigation 25 years ago, but was taken off the case. I already got that out of him. Seems he blames Hugh Speck for having him taken out of the action. He's been roaming around in this building looking for proof to link Speck and Niall. He has he? Also, I found Michael Mcgrath's diary from 13 years ago on the 4th floor. In it, he says he shot a certain safecracker in this building 25 years ago in 1955. What? There's more. The person who killed Kathy Mcgrath 13 years ago was the husband of the current owner, none other than George Patrice. That's some pretty big reveals you've made there, Hyde. It certainly answers a few questions, but it seems I got a bit sloppy too. Just a little while ago I was rendered unconscious and tied up. What the hell happened? I was investigating the 4th floor and somebody sprayed me with sleep spray. That's pretty serious. Seems you managed to get yourself out of it though. Yeah, just about. Just about. My head's still killing me though. Seems there's somebody in this place who doesn't want the 4th floor investigated. You got any ideas who could have done this to you? Well, I've got a pretty good idea. What's your next move? Let's just say that person and I are gonna have a little talk. Watch your back, Hyde. Sure. Okay, time to go and get some answers. I think it's the old man. The fact that he said it's law enforcement grade stuff says it all, I think. And he didn't want me to keep investigating the 4th floor, so that's pretty telling. Mr. Hyde. Hey Frank, if you got a moment, we need to talk. You haven't been poking around on the 4th floor again, have you? Actually, that's what I need to talk to you about. Fair enough, you'd better come in. Was it him after all, or not, actually? I mean, I expected him to be a bit more surprised about me being there. So this is Frank's room. The carpet under his bed looks like a checkerboard. like you could play chess on it. Frank. After we last spoke, Tony and I headed up to the 4th floor. Why did you involve him in any of this? Let's just say I wanted to play it safe. Why? What were you afraid would happen? I just figured that there might be people who'd try and stop me investigating. Cut to the chase, Mr. Hyde. Who are you referring to? You, Frank. What insolence! Listen, Frank. Shocked I pieced it all together? I know it was you that did it. Well, it's not that I know, I suspect it, though. I know it was you that did it, and what are you suggesting I've done? Come on, you don't fool me. You know exactly what you did. I can assure you I haven't the foggiest idea what you're saying. Every time I mention looking around the 4th floor, you get all worked up. If you're so innocent, why were you ordering me to stop my investigation? I'm appalled that you and Tony have been poking around the 4th floor. What's it to you, old man? That much I'll tell you for free. What have you got to be appalled about? For a start, the fact that you would let Tony into the investigation. You couldn't choose a more incompetent cretin to work with. I can only suggest that, if you must persist, you do it alone. Hey, Tony is not a cretin, and who I choose to involve is up to me and nobody else. I see you're unwilling to heed my advice. While we're on the subject, why don't you want me up there in the first place? Because, Mr. Hyde, I don't want you to disturb the place I spent so much of my time meticulously searching. There are still some things up there that I have yet to uncover. Maybe I've uncovered what you have yet to uncover. At least I discovered something you clearly never found yourself. So there are things you're still looking for up there? There are, and I'd rather you not get to them before I do. And that would be Michael Mcgrath's diary, I suppose? Correct. Getting my hands on evidence which would allow me to expose Hugh Speck is my top priority. 25 years ago, I learned that Hotel Cape West was where Condor met their sales. I decided to embark on a rather reckless investigation to unveil this. A reckless investigation? I realized that if I was to fully expose them, I would need to use unconventional means. And so... You were removed from the case 25 years ago by Hugh Speck and it ruined your name. That's what you told me, right? I need to know exactly what kind of investigation you conducted. What? Sounds to me like you brought this on yourself. Now tell me what you did. Come on, spit it out. I'm beginning to think that the real reason you were taken off the case was because you were doing a lousy job. Nothing to do with HuSpec at all. How dare you? Maybe it's more his methods. Sounds like. He's a bit ruthless, shall we say, in the way he was investigating it. Way too determined and ready to do anything, even maybe illegal stuff, to get his hands on the evidence that would allow him to wrap the case or something. It was HuSpec that took away my good name. Then why so defensive all of a sudden? Maybe, Frank, there's more up there on the 4th floor than you're letting on, and you've been using this whole exposed HuSpec thing as a cover. So am I right? Is there something more up there? What are you talking about? Was he in love with, Kathy Mcgrath or something? No, she was, well, I guess she was married, but I don't know. Maybe he was involved with someone that was close to them or something? I can't quite recall. I know it was you, Frank. You got me and Tony real good. What? There's no sense in hiding it. It was you that sprayed us with the sleep spray. What are you saying, Mr. Hyde? How'd you come up with these fantasies? You didn't want me to find Michael Mcgrath's diary. Why? Because it contains things you didn't want me to see. Why would I have any reason to hide what was written in there from you? Please, spare me your pathetic conjecture. It's no use feigning ignorance, Frank. The game's up. It's not me that needs to change your attitude, Mr. Hyde. It's you. I don't know what went on up there, but you really should stop issuing baseless accusations. Baseless, are they? Stop playing dumb. Now you listen. I cannot comment on something I know nothing about. Do you at least have proof to back up what you're claiming? I'm sure I can find some. Right here, in this very room. Is that so? I can assure you you'll find nothing of the sort. You're lying. It's here, somewhere. Well, since you're showing no signs of giving up your futile ideas, go ahead. Search this room all you like, but mark my words, you'll find nothing here. Just watch me. He's willing to let me check? Where do I start looking? The jacket there? Maybe? Top shelf is full of dictionaries. All the books on this shelf are related to philosophy. Every single one is by a well-known philosopher. These are all history books. An entire shelf of detective novels. Can't see any by Martin Summer, though. This is a reference to the first game. If you've not watched the playthrough for the first game yet, that was one of the characters in the hotel in the first game. This bookcase is back to the rafters. He sure has a lot of books. There's a chalkboard on the wall. I'll take a closer look. The board is covered in photographs. These photos, there are pictures of Marie and some people connected to her, and of Max too. Also pictures of the apartment building from when it was a hotel. Frank must have put this together to help him keep track of his investigation. Actually, do I have the pictures still? Reward letter. Funeral photo. Yeah, there's one of the windows on the last floor that looks a bit weird. Different from the others. Oh, I think I remember how you get into that room, actually, come to think of it. I think it's a secret room, and I think I remember how you get to it. No, wait. A couple of novels are sitting on the bed. There's a bookmark poking out of each. All kinds of notes and photos have been stuck on the wall. They all seem to relate to the murder that happened 13 years ago. There's a chest of drawers next to the bed. I'm sure I can't live without digging around inside it. I'm sure I can live without. Okay. There's a photo frame on the chest of drawers. The photo is of a slightly younger Frank and his family. They look picture perfect. This lady. She looks familiar. Isn't it that lady? The one in the red dress? Looks familiar. I don't know. To me, it looks like the same person. But anyway. But I don't know. I guess it might just be someone who looks similar, but... This box has files in it. There's some rope inside the box. Rope, huh? It looks just like the kind used to tie me up. There we go. Hey Frank, what is it? Just look what I found here. This should prove it was you that attacked us up on the 4th floor. Oh really? Try explaining this. This rope. What about this rope? Whoever sprayed us up there used rope to tie me up afterwards, and this rope looks a lot like the stuff that I was tied up with. Oh, so that makes you the perpetrator. That's ludicrous. Maybe to you. Why do you have rope lying around? Where are you hiding the sleep spray? Where are you hiding the sleep spray? Imbecile, I know nothing of the sort. You're clearly clutching at straws. You keep telling yourself that. I know you're guilty. Whoever sprayed us up there used rope to tie me up afterwards, and this rope looks a lot like the stuff that... Yeah, we're back in the same loop again. Should I let it slide? I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde. Sorry that your powers of deduction are this pitiful. You can talk all you want, you don't fool me. Yeah, okay, we're back in the loop. Leaves only one option. Why do you have rope lying around? Does the fact we're moving soon not mean anything to you? And what's that supposed to mean? Must I explain everything to you? Last week, Mrs. Patrice gave out rope to all the tenants living here. She thought it would help us all during the move. Therefore, you'd be likely to find exactly the same kind of rope in every tenant's room. Ah, good answer. Seems you were unaware of this fact, Mr. Hyde. Well, I was away on business last week. Then I suppose it can't be helped that you knew nothing about it. Still, you should know better than to start accusing people without checking the facts. If you want to find the real criminal, try acting like a proper detective for once. What do you mean? It's hardly rocket science. Instead of pestering me, you should have searched the area you were attacked in. Now I've had enough of your company. Please leave. It's not game over, is it? Time to get searching. Looks like room 406 deserves some more of my time. Hold on. Not that. Maybe the perpetrator left something behind I can use to identify them. Well, I'm not sure what. What about the spray? What, again? I'm gonna get sprayed again? Huh? Who's there? Oh, come on. I know the person who attacked me was, damn, losing consciousness. Ah! Ah! Hey! Really now? Time to go and get some answers. Oh, and you have to start back from here? Oh. Okay. Jeez. Should I gather the evidence before going there? Crap. Not like this. Basically, the old man sent me up there so he could trap me again. Let's see. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Quite a view out of this window. I can see all the way across the street. I think it's him. I believe it is. Can't I look around? Or maybe it's a trap. Maybe he sends me up there knowing that there's nothing to incriminate him. There really wasn't anything in that small case? Ah, it's empty, okay. Actually, maybe where Tony was attacked. Come to think of it. By the elevator, no? Ah, no, okay, my bad. Because I figured this is where he used the spray last on Tony. Maybe there isn't anything to be found here. Maybe it's all in his apartment. But I don't think it can be anyone else. Because the game allows me to go into his apartment at this point to interrogate him, so... Gonna have to go through the whole start of the conversation again, though. Somehow his apartment looks like it could also be a private detective's office or something. The way it's decorated and lit. Well, I have to talk to him first. Okay, we've already been through all this, right? Okay, let's skip through all that. We've already been through this. I just want to get back to the investigation. Yet to uncover. Yeah, you see, there. If it wasn't him, I don't think there would be that much conversation with him at this point. Come on. Okay. He's gonna let me search his room. Might as well save here. On a separate file, maybe. I never looked at the desk, did I? I don't think so. Nothing too noteworthy about the desk. It definitely bears the signs of heavy use, though. There's an adjustable desk lamp in the corner of the desk. These files are full of newspaper clippings stored in various scrapbooks. The dates go back 13 years. This doesn't prove it was him that attacked us, though. This box is taped shut. On the small table, maybe? Wait. I can't look over it? The walls have disappeared again. Boom, they're back. Under the pillow. No. Under the bed. Just in case, I want to have checked it once. Maybe he hid the sleep spray in his fridge. Nothing in the trash can. Good thing too, I don't typically enjoy rooting around in trash cans. I can't search the bathroom. Okay, it's a hardback book. Everything in these files is part of an investigation into the murder. Looks like Frank gathered all this information on his own. A neatly folded white shirt seems like an odd place for it. It does look like I'm supposed to find it, but maybe I just did something wrong earlier. Should I show him Michael's diary? No. Hey, check this out. What's that got to do with me? Okay. This rope. What about this rope? Yeah, blah blah blah. Whoever sprayed us up there used rope. Okay, well, it's all the same things that we've been through already, so... Time to get searching. Looks like room 406 deserves some more of my time. Would they have really programmed such a, like, long dead end for you to be trapped in? It's possible that going back to the floor now, that I will be able to examine things that I was not able to examine before. It's there on the floor that I wanted to check things, like the rope, for example. But the game is not letting me look through that. Or should I look through the other rooms? Nothing on the ground or anything. What if he was hiding in the room opposite? Well, this place looks pretty empty. Yeah, so that may not necessarily be it. If I go in there, the same thing's gonna happen again. Or maybe next door? Hold on. Well, this one has been searched already, because I remember being in here before. Doesn't seem to be anything new. The place I was attacked. I'm a bit stumped, so I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to remain stuck on this for too long. Oh. Okay. So maybe I'm not supposed to go to him first. Let's allow it to happen because I think I wasn't supposed to go to him first. This will set me back to before I even talk to him. I say they really did allow you to make that mistake then, and they programmed this whole series of events for you to see it. And the reason when you retry it puts you back in your room, it's because it's to give you a chance to undo all of that, basically. Give up. Okay, let's knock on her door. Who is it? I hear Max's voice from inside her room. It's Kyle Hyde. Oh, Mr. Hyde, why so surprised? I'm not surprised. Okay, it was her then. It was not the old man. Sorry, old man, for doubting you. If you say so. Now open the door. I got something I need to talk to you about. No, it's not really a good time. I don't want to see anyone at the moment. Don't want to see anyone. What's wrong? Was it something I said? Please, don't misunderstand, Mr. Hyde. I know what you did. All of it. Now open this damn door. No, I won't. I have no intention of letting you into my room ever again. I've also made certain discoveries. I know you snuck in here and stole the key, for example. What? Of all the things to take, and to think you of all people took it. I must have been a fool to ever think I could trust you. Mrs. Patrice, just go, will you? Mr. Hyde. Huh? Frank? What are you doing here? I just came to see Mags. So you spoke to her, yes? Not exactly. She wouldn't let me in. She told me she knew I'd been inside her room. Interesting. How so? She called me not long ago to talk about you. Uh-huh. I think she may be under the assumption you're in league with Nile, and she may be basing these assumptions on the fact that you took the Condor key. She said that only a person who knew the significance of the key would take it. Well, no, I just figured because of the Condor on it and all. Frank, why did Mags want to talk to you about me? Perhaps because she knows I used to be a detective. She clearly trusts me. That's not what I asked. No? Why was it me she wanted to talk about? I thought I made that clear a moment ago. She believes that you are working for Nile as you stole the key. But it doesn't make sense. How did she come to know that I took the thing in the first place? Are you absolutely sure you didn't drop me in it when you spoke to her? You know, just politely told her that I had been snooping around in her room. You watch your tongue. I told her nothing of the sort. Okay. What's the key's significance? How should I know? After all, you know far more about that damned key than I do. And you've been spending more time up on the 4th floor than anyone. Didn't you find anything that looked like the key this could be used up there? Not yet. I'm still only halfway through my investigation. I didn't get a chance to finish it because I was attacked. You were what? Yeah, I let my guard down for a second. They hit me with sleep spray, tied me up and locked the door. I got myself out, but I never caught a glimpse of the attacker's face. Who would attempt something like that? My guess is it's somebody who got jittery at the thought of me being on the 4th floor, and they're willing to do just about anything to keep their secrets hidden. Mr. Hyde, you don't think it could be? Right, there's only one person it could be. If what you told me is true and she thinks I'm working for Nile, I'm sure of it. Why didn't I realize it sooner? Indeed. Yeah, why didn't I realize it sooner indeed? I could be saying the same thing. Oh dear. What is it? I may have made a terrible mistake, Mr. Hyde. A mistake? About what? When you told me that it was Michael Mcgrath's son, of all people, that sent you the order to go searching for the Scarlet Star, that's when I chose to hint that Michael Mcgrath kept his secrets hidden somewhere, like in a diary. I thought this was a chance to utilize your expertise in assisting me in finding evidence to expose Hugh Speck and his corruption. However, this may have caused Mrs. Patrice to question her trust in you. It seems I didn't think this through properly. Come on, Frank, don't flatter yourself. What? You think I was just doing what I was told? I wanted to look around the building, and that's exactly what I did. The reason I did it was to uncover the truth of 25 years ago. Simple as that. The truth of 25 years ago? I already told you, so don't be like, oh, the truth of 25 years ago? Question mark. Do you mean to tell me that you're not looking for the Scarlet Star? Oh, I'll find it, alright, but only because it'll be instrumental in uncovering the truth I'm looking for. What are you so keen on finding out about 25 years ago, Mr. Hyde? I want to know about what went on in the manager's office, about the safecracker's death. What? You got something to say? No, it's nothing. Yeah, well, your face is telling me a different story. If you've got something to say, now would be the time to say it. I'm feeling a little tired, Mr. Hyde. I think I'll head back to my room now. Not so fast, Frank. Are you implying I'm running away? If you're keen on hearing more about 25 years ago, feel free to join me in my room. Frank finishes speaking and heads upstairs. His face went wider than a mime's when I mentioned my dad. So Frank's gonna tell me about what happened 25 years ago, is he? Wonder what he knows. Did you have something to do with the safecracker, Frank? Were you the one who told him where to find the Scarlet Star and who told him to steal it? Because he was trying to get out of the business of safecracking and was looking for a way out? Mr. Hyde. Well, here I am. Now talk, of course. Please come in. So technically, this would be the first time I actually went in there. So this is where Frank holds himself up. Is there much left of the game at this point, actually? Oh yeah, we're getting close, actually. Can I offer you a drink? Save it for a real guest. I'm just here to hear what you have to say. Well, I intend to have a drink, so please just join me. Frank heads in the direction of the kitchen. Sydney from the cafe kindly gave me some coffee not long ago. Would you care for some? Well, in that case, this won't take long. Please wait here. Looks like a family photo. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Frank places 2 cups of coffee on the table. That smells pretty good. Now that I think about it, you're the only person who's been in here and had a coffee with me. What about your family? My wife passed away 10 years ago after a lengthy battle against illness. I have 2 children, but we haven't met in years. How do they feel about you trying to restore your name with the LAPD? About trying to find clues to expose Hugh Speck for the last 25 years? I've never spoken to them about it. They know nothing. Why not? No sense in keeping the problem all to yourself. I'm sure they'd support you. After all, when Hugh Speck had you removed from your post, they had to support you then. Don't you think they have the right to know? Don't you dare try to tell me about how to treat my family. No offense, but if I had a dad like you, I don't think I could stand it. Just my 2 cents, though. You clearly don't understand at all, Mr. Hyde. I didn't leave my family in the dark all this time just for the sake of my own pride. There's more to it than that. 25 years ago, during the Condor case, my name wasn't the only thing lost. The mess that Hugh Speck caused also resulted in someone's death. Whose? The same man you've been looking into, the safecracker. You were in league with my dad, weren't you? What? So, Mr. Hyde, would you care to tell me how you came to know about that man? Who told you about him? Well, who told you? Tell me. Michael Mcgrath's son. He told me about a man who'd crept into the manager's office, and I see. I think it's about time you talked straight to me. You talked straight with me, Frank. But didn't you know the name of the safecracker? That it was Chris Hyde? And that it's the same name as me? I want you to tell me about the safecracker who was killed here 25 years ago. Tell me everything you know. Come on, Frank, you just told me. You said that this person had gotten involved in the case you were working on. Tell me. Did you help him get in? Did you buy information from him? No, I think he's probably feeling more responsible for the death. Probably. So I think he must have tipped him about the Scarlet Star or told him where to look or something like that. And he was not trying to steal the jewel for personal gain or anything like that. He was doing it to try to expose Nile and Condor and Hugh Speck and everyone else. Yes, I did. So you and the safecracker knew each other beforehand then? No, we didn't. Gregory was there thanks to the information he got from a contact I often used. Gregory? Who's Gregory? That's the name his associates used for him, at least. I seriously doubt it was his real name, just something he used while working. Gregory was a safecracker who had never been arrested and was well known in the field. He was also knowledgeable on Condor. I figured I could use a person like that to assist me in my plans. We had an agreement, and I'm the one who got him into the hotel. However, I intended to catch Condor by fair means or foul. That was my plan. But Hugh Speck put an end to all that. How did Hugh Speck put an end to your plan 25 years ago? What did he do? Well, tell me the whole story. He did something beyond words. Let me guess. Hugh Speck bought Gregory off, told Condor about your plan. Yeah, and that's how they knew that the safecracker would be there, and that's why they killed him. Because they were expecting him. So my dad was framed, so to speak. Because he was careless, this guy, Frank, and he told Hugh Speck about it. Hugh Speck told Condor about your plan. That's right. And that was also why Gregory was silenced. That night, while I was waiting for word from Gregory, that's when it happened to me too. Frank, what? Enough beating around the bush. Excuse me? I need you to tell me exactly what you were planning to do 25 years ago. All of it. What do you mean? I thought I made myself clear from the start. What I need to know is precisely what happened with the safecracker 25 years ago. You know the truth behind the death that occurred that night, and you're gonna tell me. You win, Mr. Hyde. I'll tell you what you need to know. But on one condition. I'm listening. If you really want to hear the whole truth, you'll have to make me talk. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Well, I would have thought an ex-detective like yourself would have known. It's time you demonstrated to me exactly how much you want to hear the truth. If you expect to get anything out of me, you're going to have to work for it. Yeah, you can get a game over here, if you don't ask the questions in the right order or something like that. I'll tell you everything you want to know, but if you aren't able to ask the right questions, our little chat stops here. You've got yourself a deal. Can I back out and save just in case? probably for the best. So, for example, the questions that require details that you can obtain from other questions first, maybe, then you know they're not the questions you should be asking straight away. Well, what was the plan? Let's start with this. Okay, Frank, let's start with this. Says the same thing as I do. What was your plan from 25 years ago to catch Condor? Well, I decided there was only one way to bring Condor to justice, and that was to catch them in the act. Skilled as the Condor group was in conducting systematic jewelry thefts, they were also adept in turning their acquisitions into near untraceable cash. But I'd found out from a staff member that Hotel Cape West was being used to sell the stolen wares on, and that the jewels were being kept in a safe in the manager's office. If I could positively identify that the jewels being stored there were what Condor stole, I would have all the proof I needed to drive the final nail into Condor's coffin. So that's why you enlisted Gregory's help to crack the safe. You wanted him to make his way into the manager's office and remove the jewels, right? Precisely. The plan was to have him break into the safe, extract the contents, and send me a signal. Then the police would arrive at the office and confiscate what he extracted. Well, that was what we planned, at least. What kind of signal had you decided he should send you? We planned to use the window. The window? Yes. He was to enter the manager's office, open the safe, and extract the contents. Once he'd got the jewels, he was to go to the window and use his flashlight. This would let me know that things had gone according to plan. The police that had been standing by could then raid the premises. The problem was that something went wrong with the signal we'd agreed on. Gregory just disappeared, so we never went into the building. Okay, next question. What went wrong? Well, you're telling me you never returned the signal you were waiting for, right? No, I believe you sent it, but what? You must understand, Mr. Hyde, there are things I cannot discuss beyond this point. And why the hell not? Because they concern the promise that connects me and Gregory. Indeed, if that promise had been kept as planned, he would never have needed to die. I regret what happened to him. I doubt I'll ever outlive that regret. Mr. Hyde, I think I've said enough. I couldn't possibly discuss this any further with you. There's only one person I can imagine telling this whole story to. His son! And that person is a relative of Gregory. I am his son. No, that's not true. That's impossible. Search your feeling, Frank. You know it to be true. What kind of agreement did you have with Gregory? He was intending to leave the world of crime behind him and start afresh, but he wasn't able to break his ties with his old acquaintances. So I made him a promise. If he lent his talents to assisting me with my investigation, I would make certain incidents from his past go away, and the police force would ensure that all ties he had to his past were severed. And did he bite and agree to your proposal? Not at first. He seemed to be somewhat against the idea. In order to gain his trust, I needed to take a different approach. As an act of good faith, I gave him something he'd find difficult to refuse. What was it? I handed him the keys to a new car. It would serve as a kind of advanced payment. What? There's no need to act so surprised. It was commonplace in operations like this. That's the sort of thing we did back then for people who assisted us. I have the key actually in my apartment. It goes to a car that we never figured out what it went with. What happened to you, Mr. Hyde? I don't see how that has anything to do with what you want to hear about. Frank, what if I were to bring a member of Gregory's family here? Would you be willing to tell them everything? Naturally, but how on earth would you? You'll leave that to me. Oh. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back as soon as I can. I've got the key. Maybe I have to bring it back? Do you recognize this key? But how could you? That's impossible. It's there, on table. There's a car key inside the box in the package. So it was Frank who gave this key to Dad. What a coincidence that you just happened to live in the same building. What a coincidence indeed. Can I just go in? Okay. Sorry to have kept you waiting. So where is the member of Gregory's family, Mr. Hyde? Right here. Me. What? I've got something you need to see. Here. This is... Yeah, this is the same car key you gave to Gregory 25 years ago. Well, hey, Panda! It was discovered on the body of a man in a downtown parking lot not long afterwards. This is one of the items my dad left me. What did you just say? Gregory's real name was Chris Hyde. 25 years ago, after deciding he left the house on his... After deciding to wash his hands of crime, he left the house on his final job. What a coincidence that so many people related to this hotel and the people who died here all live here now, yeah. 3 days later, he still hadn't returned home to his family. The police were investigating the murder at one point, but they quickly broke it off. The case remains unsolved to this day. Frank, I'm Chris's son. And that's why I have the right to hear what you've got to say. You're gonna tell me all about the promise you made to my father, and exactly what happened at the end. You're gonna tell me everything. To get the proof we needed to expose Condor, I made Gregory a promise 25 years ago. From his point of view, this job posed considerable risk. He agreed to take on the job knowing it would be his last, for the sake of his family. When we made our promise, he looked me directly in the eyes and said, "Can I really trust you?" I didn't answer, but just nodded. I never intended that not to be a lie, but... What happened? That night, he broke into the manager's office as we'd planned, got the safe open, and took out the contents. Then, from the darkened room, he shone the signal, but no matter how many times he repeated it, nobody sent him the response he was expecting. Why not? Why didn't you send in the cavalry like planned? Because I wasn't there. What? That night, while I was at the designated spot, Speck handed me a single note. The message was clear. It said that my wife's condition had worsened and that I should go to the hospital at once. Naturally, I went, leaving Speck to preside over the scene. So to summarize, I fled to see my wife while Gregory was still inside doing the job. Gregory must have thought I was dutifully waiting in position outside the hotel. After he'd signaled me, he simply had to wait for the reinforcements to arrive. But I had already departed to be by my beloved's side. Speck's plan had been a complete success. Speck's plan? Yes, it was his intention to lure me away from the scene that night. No sooner had I reached the hospital that it became clear that became clear, and I hurried back. Speck maintained that he'd been given the note, but not known what the contents were, and he also said that he had seen nothing like a signal from the manager's office. So he spun a web of lies that had you convinced. He did. He was a member of the Force, and I had no reason to disbelieve him. It was only later that I learned the truth behind the night's events. Please, Mr. Hyde, are you able to forgive me? If only I'd known that Speck was working with Condor all those years ago. I would never have left him in charge of the scene, and maybe your father would still be alive today. And that's everything, is it? It is. That's the truth behind the death of the safecracker 25 years ago. Don't you have anything to say? Now that you ask, I'm not sure I do. Funny as it may sound, I don't blame you for what happened. In fact, all I can think about right now is how we must have felt during those final moments. Of course. Tell me one thing, Mr. Hyde. When did you find out that your father died in these very apartments? I only found out a little while ago. It was written in Michael's diary. What? You mean to say you found this diary? Yeah, I found it, alright. You're not gonna like the fact that there's nothing related to Hugh Speck in there, though. Oh, I see. While we're on the subject, you said you had a discussion with Michael's son. Just to put my mind at ease, could you please let me know? Sorry to disappoint you, but he didn't tell me anything that you'd find useful. I see. Nevertheless, I'd very much like the opportunity to talk to him myself. That's gonna be tough. He left not long after I spoke to him. He left? Are you telling me he lived here, in this building? He sure did. He was in room 306. You mean that man? He lived just down the hall from your room. Just 2 doors down the hall. You mean that man? I had no idea. Don't take it so hard. I'll find you the proof you need to nail Speck, Mr. Hyde. In fact, I intend to expose everything these apartments have been hiding. And once I'm done, the only mystery left will be where I'll get my coffee from now on. All you need to do is keep your nose out and wait for me to get it done. Why, you arrogant little... Just trying to keep you out of the line of fire. Leave the dangerous stuff to me. Well, I suppose you have proven yourself useful. I'll back down. For now. But please, take this with you. It's the other half of the torn postcard I got from Will. I take the postcard piece. Where did you get it? This item represents the only clue I found while searching the 4th floor. Take it with you. It might help. I take it you're still eager to hear what Mrs. Patrice has to say. Damn right I am. There are plenty of things I have to ask that lady. But she won't be too excited to talk to me, will she? Then leave that part to me. I'll make sure she understands you're not in league with Niall. If it all goes according to plan, there's every chance she'll emerge from her room. Okay, I'll leave that to you. Good luck, Mr. Hyde. Just one last thing, Frank. What is it? What kind of man was my dad? We had a drink together once. I remember thinking to myself at the time that he was a lot tougher than he looked. He never had much to say, but what he did say, he said with the utmost poignancy. He told me about his kid wanting to be a baseball star when he grew up. In fact, when he was telling me this, he came across as a run-of-the-mill kind of guy. I see. Okay, I need to make a move. I'm wasting time. I leave Frank's room. Even though I know the truth behind what happened to Dad, that's not everything. The postcard that Michael left behind, the Condor key, the disappearance of the Scarlet Star, and proof of Hugh Speck's wrongdoing. There are obviously still secrets that people could get hurt over. Just how much does Mags know about them, though? 9 p.m. Combine. Confirm. I put the 2 parts of the postcard together. I've now got a complete postcard of the moon. A postcard with a picture of the moon on it, huh? There's something written on the back. Looks like some sort of code. Now all I need to do is find out what Michael was trying to hide using this. It looks like the buttons on the elevator, doesn't it? I don't get this at all. What's this? I don't get this at all. What's it supposed to mean? No, it's not. It's not closing the Nintendo DS or something. Oh, was it? Why is it repeating the sound effects? If you close the DS and open it back. 1Q? Q? What's Q? Q. 2 A, 2, 3, roof. No, wait. No, that can't be. I'm not sure. Some of these symbols, I can't help but think I've seen them somewhere before. Maybe this is not for now. Maybe this is for later. The button for the 4th floor is covered up. I wonder why just this button is covered up. It doesn't fit in this lock, so much for that idea. Oh yeah. There's an L-shaped bench in the corner of the elevator. Yeah, but I think there's something about the bench, but I can't recall what exactly. Maybe I should go try to talk with her. Did the old man give you a call? Who is it? I hear Max's voice from inside our room. We need to talk, Mrs. Patrice. Mr. Hyde, I'm on the phone with Mr. Raver at the moment. What do you need to talk to me about? About Michael Mcgrath and the diary you left behind. I see, very well. Please come in. Mrs. Patrice, yes, what is it? I never thought you could do something so underhanded. I could say the same of you, Mr. Hyde. Why? They say both at the same time. Why did you do such a thing? I thought you'd have realized by now I'm not working for Nile. Then explain to me why you were poking around the 4th floor and why you took my key. How'd you even know I'd taken it? Because I cannot think of anybody else who would have done so, that's why. You have to admit, you've been asking me very probing questions of late. Also, you seem to have taken to roaming about this building instead of going to work. Dylan was also kind enough to warn me about you. He told me I should be extra vigilant when you're around. Oh, he did he? How nice of him. Did you find that amusing? I never thought you'd be so dumb as to trust anything that comes out of his mouth. I guess you didn't know, huh? Dylan's been watching you on behalf of his employer, Nile. Excuse me? And not just you, either. He was also watching another tenant whose relatives worked for Condor. A relative of people working for Condor? I had no idea there was someone like that living here. Who is it? But if you haven't got any interest in rocking the boat with Condor, it's probably better if you remain in the dark about who they are. Dylan left without causing any fuss because you were unaware of his true identity. That's a very good point. But there's still something I don't understand. Yeah, and what might that be? You, Mr. Hyde, I still have no idea about you. Exactly how do you figure in all this? Me? Well, 25 years ago, a safecracker was killed here in the manager's office. He was my father. I beg your pardon? Like I told you before, my dad was killed when I was 9 years old. 25 years ago, he had to go out on one last job before going straight. 3 days later, his body was picked up in a downtown parking lot, and the case remained unsolved. He got caught up in the police investigation to uncover Condor's secret fencing operation at Hotel Cape West, and it was there that he was killed. I only found all this out after he gave everyone the eviction notice. And how exactly did you come to know all this? I got my information from a person connected to Condor who lives in this building. They told me that my dad came in here to steal the Scarlet Star, but he was killed and the gem simply disappeared. The Scarlet Star? After I'd found that out, I made my decision. I would expose everything about this building's hidden past. So that's the reason you come in here and searched around, I suppose. Right. Why'd you buy a building that was marked by Condor, and then why'd you suddenly decide to sell up? These are things I need answers for. Tell me everything you know. Just how much do you know about Condor? I've got no interest in talking about such things. Please, don't ask me anymore. Listen, Mrs. Patrice, you can't just ignore this. I'm gonna get an answer from you. Why are you so afraid to explain things to me? Is it because your husband was Condor's ringleader? Yes, that's precisely the reason. After he injured his hands, he couldn't play the saxophone anymore. He changed. He got his first job from them, courtesy of a customer who came to the restaurant. After it went well, he began to realize that he was in too deep to turn back. Before too long, he was the ringleader of the criminal organization known as Condor. He eventually roped an old friend, the hotel manager Michael, into his work too. They devised the means of selling the stolen jewelry secretly to avoid detection. Who killed Kathy Mcgrath 13 years ago? Even if you're not gonna talk, you're definitely gonna listen. The person who murdered Kathy Mcgrath was your husband. Because that's written in the diary. I'm afraid that's right. It was George who killed her. But why did he do it? He told me why. It was payback for Michael double-crossing him. How did Michael and George manage to sell the jewelry secretly? George didn't keep the stolen goods himself, but entrusted them to Michael. Michael stored them in the safe inside the manager's office. Once a buyer had been found, George would get in touch with Michael, and cash would be exchanged for the jewelry when the buyer came to the hotel. George would then take receipt of the cash immediately and receive his cut. So the purpose of the parties held at the hotel was to find people to buy the jewelry. That seemed obvious from the beginning. Exactly. The parties would be held from time to time at the hotel. Their potential buyers would gather and the process would begin in earnest. So I imagined the actual goods were exchanged in one of the guest rooms, right? No, Michael was very clear about that and would never use the guest rooms. Instead, there was a hidden chamber for this very purpose. The one that can only be accessed from the elevator. What did Michael do to double-cross George? No sooner had George received word that the hotel safe was going to be broken into that he contacted Michael to let him know. At that time, there was still an item inside that a buyer had not been found for. It was the Scarlet Star. Michael received his orders and, when the intruder arrived, he shot him there in the office. He then stashed the corpse in the hotel chest freezer where it stayed for 2 days. Then it was taken out and dumped at a different location when it was safe. After the incident was over, Michael told me that the Scarlet Star was gone. According to what he told me, it had already been removed from the safe, before he shot the safecracker. And George believed that? Not exactly, he just led Michael to believe he trusted him. Led him to believe? He didn't want to pressure Michael or he might risk losing the use of the hotel. George could be a cold, calculating man. He didn't exact his revenge on Michael for another 12 years. So the reason he chose to wait 12 years before getting his revenge was because... I don't think the Scarlet Star had been sold on. Because that would clash with something that Michael told his son on his deathbed. Michael wanted out of the stolen goods trade? Yes, that's right. Michael made the decision to close down the hotel 13 years ago. It was his attempt to sever the bond between himself and Condor. However, George wasn't willing to just sit back and accept this. Also, there was another reason. Where is the hidden chamber that was used to sell the stolen goods? That's something I'm totally unable to help you with. Even when the building was undergoing renovation, no such room was found. I see. Listen carefully, Mr. Hyde. The key that you took from here, I'm sure it's for that very room. What? That key was among the things George bequeathed to... Bequeathed? I'm not sure if you pronounce it that way. Begged me, passed on to me after his death, I guess that means. Even though I had it all these years, I still don't know where it's to be used. I think I have an idea. That's how you pronounce it, good job? I guessed. I guessed that's how it was pronounced. I assume that your main focus now is to discover where that hidden chamber lies, right? Right on the money, Rudy. Absolutely. It can't have just disappeared from the building. I wonder if you're right. Was there another reason for him to dispose of Kathy? Yes, it was because he had grown tired of Kathy's company. Meaning, George and Kathy had been intimate. An act which had betrayed both of us. Oh. I think we've covered just about everything, Mr. Hyde. Not so fast. There's still a few holes left. I don't know if I can discuss everything in one go. It's not as easy as you might think at my age, you know. But if you insist, if you are willing to indulge me, I may be willing to keep talking. What do I need to do? So you'll agree to my terms? Guess I don't have much of a choice, do I? But the stakes are, I do what you ask and you tell me every last thing I want to know. Naturally. Okay, now tell me what I need to do. Well, Mr. Hyde, even though I own this building, there's still something I have yet to find. I want you to find it for me. Care to be a bit more specific? Come on, Mr. Hyde, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. Fine, have it your way. I suppose I should give you a hint to go with it. Here, take this. This photo. It's a photo of Hotel Cape West from when it first opened. I take the 1950 hotel photo. You should have this as well. What's this? It was one of the things George left behind. Another key. Take the small key. Finally, there's this. I found it at George's things together with the key. It appears to be some sort of sketch of the 4th floor. If you look, it has 6 red circles marked on it. What could they mean? There's something written on the corner of the sketch. The far side of the moon. What's that supposed to mean? I take the 4th floor sketch. Mr. Hyde, how you use those things is entirely up to you. Yeah, kind of figured that part out myself. Leave it to me, I'll find what you're after. And I'll be back to hear the rest of what you've got to tell me too. Mr. Hyde. One of the first things I want to do is compare the photo from 1950 with the photo from 1967. The thing Mags was never able to find must be that hidden chamber. Looks like I'm drawing closer to what I've been looking for. The clues are in the sketch, the photo, and the key. Now I think about it, this isn't the only photo of the hotel I have. Yep, there you go. Maybe I should compare them side by side. Well, I was just about to do that. That's it, I've got it. There's a window that's missing from the newer photo. I'm positive the hidden chamber is between the elevator and room 405. But how the hell am I gonna get to it? There have to be more clues up on the 4th floor. I had a quick flashback of the latent garlic thing. But when comparing two pictures next to one another, you're reminding me actually that I could still stream the 4th Layton game, even if I can't stream the 3DS ones yet. There's this one that I can still stream, although this is one that I already played. I wouldn't be playing it blind because it was the first Layton game I played actually, the 4th one. Is it the small key that goes to this? The moment of truth. Time to use this key. I use the small key and open the cover. As soon as I do so, something from behind the cover falls to the ground. What the? The buttons come off. Hope it was designed to do that. There's a tiny switch in the place where the button came off. What's this? It looks like some sort of control switch. I switch it on. I have a feeling there's more to this panel than meets the eye. I need to take another look at this postcard. One Q. Not sure what that is. 2A. A2. Hold on. They're right in front of you, Hyde. I guess it doesn't hurt to take a shortcut. Maybe I should search in these 5 locations on the 4th floor. Or 4 or 5, I can't recall exactly the number. I don't think knocking will get me anywhere. Yeah. Okay. 4th floor keys. The words "the far side of the moon" are written in the corner of the drawing. The only room that doesn't seem to have any circle on it is 406. Wait a minute. It would be right here. This is annoying. Hold on. Let's leave, I guess. Hold on. I'm gonna check this one. Fourth floor keys. Okay, I'm in this one. Right next to the door, it seems. Yeah, like right here. No? Is there something here? Oh, okay. There's a symbol. There's a small condor mark engraved onto the dresser. There's a condor mark here. Considering the way it looks, it might have something to do with the marking on the 4th floor sketch. I'd better scribble it down. I copied the condor mark into my notebook. Guess I'd better have a look at the other rooms. Okay. The graphics are gone again. Wait a minute. This one. Examine. No! Fourth floor keys. Use. On this. In this one. Should be around here. No. Oh. The condor mark with a 4 Roman numeral. It's turned in a different direction. Soon enough, I'll have a look through all the rooms. Somewhere by the bathroom, perhaps? Or on that wardrobe, perhaps? There's an old-looking closet at the back of the room. There's nothing inside. But there's a small condor mark engraved on the inside of the closet door. There's a condor mark engraved here, too. I'd better note this down. I can't remember what it's for anymore, but it's gonna be important at some point. Okay, immediately to the left. On the desk, maybe? Or the chair? Ah, there we go. Okay. It's a good thing I don't have to do it myself. Wait. Poking around in the dark when the game is not displaying properly. Okay, there was one by that window on the plan. Okay, one left to find. Okay, there was one in here. Or is it the bed itself? The mattress could really do with being turned. There we go. Okay, that's the last one. The headboard has a small engraving of a condor on it. There's a condor mark engraved here too. I'd better jot this down. Okay, it looks like I got all the circle marks that were indicated on the sketch. Now to try and figure out what the 6 condors mean, and also to try and work out what that note on the sketch was for. Okay. I think I remember what the condors are for. I think it's some sort of dial that you have to turn in a certain order. The direction the heads are facing tells you if it's clockwise or counterclockwise that you have to rotate it, and then you have to turn it between these positions or something. Can't I look at the drawing? Nah, no, it's not gonna let me. Hold on. Oh, no, it has something to do with this. Yeah, hold on, okay, No, it has something to do with this. Let me grab something to write down. One, you have to pick the one that's at the top left and the right thing, so that would be 3. Top left, right element, that's 3. So second, the one that's on the left, it's facing left. So 1, 3, 1, 3. The one at the bottom left, the right element, so R. Yeah, it's the list of buttons that you have to... It's the button sequence that you have to press for the secret passage to open or something. Then the button open doors. This pen isn't working. Open doors. 2. And then close doors. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, so I did have to note down all the condors first before attempting this anyway. Actually, I was reminded of it because of the little icon for the notebook flashing at the bottom left side of the right screen. Three, 1R. Open doors. 2. Close doors. Got it. Huh? The elevator starts to move. What? Wait, it stopped. Where is this? Looking at the dial, it seems I've stopped between the 4th and the roof. But why is it stopped here? Huh? What was that noise? There's an L-shaped bench in the corner of the elevator. A small hatch has opened up on the side of it. The Condor key. Where is it? Maybe if I try this key, I place the Condor key into the keyhole. It worked! I'll lift up the side panel of the bench. What's this? Looks like a hidden entrance of some sort. Looks like it goes in quite a way. Nothing for it but to go in. Alright, found it. secret room. There's no mistaking it. This must be the place. This is where Condor sold their stolen jewelry. Right, time to look around. There's a framed painting on the wall. The painting is of a ship traversing the waves while a lighthouse guides the way. A boat and a lighthouse. There's a lamp on the wall just above the painting. Is that a switch below the frame? Switch it on. Whoa! Damn, that's bright. What's the story with this? Okay, it's casting a shadow of a condor. Its beak is pointing to the ace of diamond. Three hands of cards are sitting face down on the table. They look like they've been left mid-game for quite a while too, judging from the dust. Well, if it's been left like that for 13 years, yeah, there would be dust. Some wooden boxes with thanks stamped on them are piled up next to the sofa. They're nailed shut. What I want to know, there's no door. How did they get the furniture in there? They walled it up after the fact or something? There's a dartboard on the wall. No darts in it though. Never mind. I'm more of a billiards man anyway. I've played darts in the past. A large wooden desk with a drawer. I'll see what's inside. October 10, 1954. It's an old brown envelope. What's this? Out of the envelope comes a small metal badge. At a closer glance, it appears to bear the words Los Angeles Police. Captain with a... how do you call that again? An ID number? There's another word for it, I think. It's an LAPD badge. Why the hell would something like this be in here? There's something else inside this envelope. Out of the envelope comes an old photo. The photo shows three men. Let me guess. Michael Mcgrath, George Patrice, and the third is Hugh Speck, maybe? As I stare at the photo, I realize that I recognize the man wearing a hat on the right. I saw another photo of him before in Mags's room. It's him. It's George Patrice. On the left-hand side of the photo, there's a man wearing a tuxedo. He's got a name tag pinned to his chest. That tag. Manager, yeah, right. Written plainly underneath the hotel's emblem next to the word manager is the name Michael Mcgrath. I see. So this is Michael Mcgrath. There's a worried-looking man in the center, who George has his arm around. Who is that man? I stare at the man in the photo. Suddenly there's a flash of realization and I know who he is. I recall where I saw him before. He was featured in that TV show. I'll be damned. It's a young Hugh Speck. This photo shows just how Hugh Speck and Condor are connected. Now I think I know the meaning of the police badge too. It's for collateral, and as a sign of his devotion to their cause. I take the old photo and police badge. 3 marker pens in different colors, red, black, and blue. There's a clock on the desk, but the hands have stopped. Kind of sad, really. There's a pen stand on the desk, no pen in it though, only dust. A load of papers are scattered about on the desk. It's an inkwell. It won't open. The ink must have hardened. Some sheets of writing paper have been left here. Damn, the handwriting is too smudged to read. There's a kind of ledger on top of the table. What could this have been used for? Let's see. The first page of the ledger shows dates, transactions, and code words. Gold, silver, and scarlet. Looks like I've struck the mother lode here. It's an item-by-item list of jewel sales. I take the Condor records. There's an old-fashioned telephone on the desk. No cord, though. Guess I won't be making any long-distance calls. Damn. Shoot! It's a framed picture of the classic card designs for the aces. Interesting. A shadow of a condor has appeared underneath the cards. What's the significance, though? Sure, it's pointing at the ace of diamonds, but... Is it something about the cards on the table? Classic poker. Poker chips are piled up in a few places on the table. There's a sofa over by the wall. It looks like some of the colors rubbed away. I got some pieces of evidence. Some. But is that all, though? Thank you for the resub, Barbie. Has it been a month already? Not quite, it seems. But thank you. Thank you, anyway. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. How have you been? Are you relaxing from work for the rest of the year? Might be bugged again, Rudy. Maybe. I don't know. It may be. Did I look at the typewriter? I'm not gonna try typing on this thing. Dust would fly everywhere. It must have been a really long time since this was last used. A lamp that clips onto the edge of the desk looks like it should be part of an interrogation. Only tomorrow again, then 4 days off. How about you? Did you have a busy time? Not really. Today was busy, but not every day is super busy or something. There's a framed painting on the wall. A light is shining from a point in the painting. What am I supposed to do from here? Well, okay, let's get back out of here then. This room's a gold mine for clues. I'd better search for some more. Ah, I'm not done then. What more do you want? There's the shadowy outline of a condor on the wall. What's up with this shadow? The beak of the condor is pointing at a card. What could it be trying to say? Well, I did not inspect the condor, but I'm generally very tired lately, but most peeps are, I think. Now I'm on my phone watching your stream and relaxing a bit, thank you. Ah, okay. Well, it's good to hear, at least, that you're able to relax. I leave the hidden chamber. Ah, it's letting me leave now, okay. A picture containing a working lighthouse. There's only one place I know in this apartment that's got a lighthouse. The roof. This is it. Time to get myself up there. Aha! Is the lighthouse lit now? Huh. Oh, the light is on in the lighthouse. And the beak of the condor is pointing at something? There's a shadow being cast on the brick wall thanks to the light from the lighthouse. A brick? The condor shadow's beak is stretching across the bricks. The surface of the brickwork is slightly dirty. Strange, this brick looks newer than the others. The Scarlet Star! There it was! I've got it. This is it. The Scarlet Star. I finally got my hands on the Scarlet Star. The coldness of the beautifully shining jewel spreads through my hand. Item, look at the Scarlet Star which disappeared at Hotel Cape West 25 years ago. So this is the thing you've been searching for, is it, Will Mcgrath? And with it comes the truth of what happened all those years ago. Papa! My dad made a promise with Frank to enable him to leave his shady past behind. He snuck into the manager's office, cracked open the safe, and stole the Scarlet Star. He was then supposed to go to the window and signal to Frank using his flashlight. But the response to the signal never came. Then Michael Mcgrath arrived on the scene, and he shot and killed my dad. Damn 2020. Maybe when he died, he was clutching this very thing in his hands. My grip on the Scarlet Star tightens as I think of my dad's dying moments. The jewel gradually starts to grow warmer in my hand. It feels as though the stone is transcending 25 years since it was held by him, bringing us together again. As I dwell on this, I feel a warm, melting kind of sensation from him. Looks like I'll be fulfilling the requirements of that order after all. Time to give this to the one person left who bears responsibility for Kathy's death. Huh? Who's that? The elevator opens and somebody emerges. Is that Mags? Oh. Mr. Hyde. I assume I have you to blame for switching the lighthouse on, do I? Yeah, I did it all right. Then I must also assume that you entered that room. What? Just how did you know that there was a switch inside the room in the first place? What happened to you not even knowing where that place was? I apologize, but I lied. Why did you lie? Naturally, I was aware of what the room contains too. Huh, you knew about it all along, didn't you? She's not gonna pull a gun on me or something. If you knew about the hidden chamber, why did you need to lie? Let's just say I had no intention of discussing my knowledge of that room with anybody. I breathed a sigh of relief when I decided to sell off the building, safe in the knowledge that the secret would disappear once the building was demolished. I suppose looking back I was hoping for a little too much. I never imagined you'd take to snooping around and looking into the building's past. Then, Mr. Hyde, when you came around looking for information, I thought to myself, I can't keep hiding it if he's found out this much. So I had to decide. On the one hand, I could leave while everything was still shrouded in secrecy, or I could risk letting everything come to light. It was essentially a gamble. What do you mean a gamble? A gamble to see if you'd be able to find that room or not. So you gambled everything on me and whether I'd find it? Precisely, and it seems it ended just as I expected. What were you trying to hide? The crimes that he committed, of course. His time as Condor's ringleader, the stolen jewelry, and illegal sales. Not to mention keeping it all under the LAPD's radar, despite one of them being involved. And lastly, the unfortunate killing of Kathy. The crimes committed by George here in this very building, they needed to be kept hidden, all of them. And I intended to do just that. I was planning to take these truths with me to the grave. But as we can both see, that proved futile. How did you think it would end? I was fully aware that there was little hope I'd keep everything secret. I knew that if anyone could find that room, it would be you. So you appreciated what was at stake should you lose your gamble. Yes, but as soon as we started talking about the secret room, my mind was made up. If you found the room, I would lose my gamble, and then I'd need to let you in on everything I knew. If you failed, however, then I wouldn't need to talk to you on the subject any further. Then my gamble would have paid off. What made you think I'd find it? I knew it would take a focused individual, and you more than fitted that description. I could see it in your eyes. Damn right I'm focused. You don't think I'd waste my time looking around this place without good reason, do you? No, of course not. I was truly surprised when you came to me and told me what you knew about 25 years ago. The fact that the safecracker Michael shot turned out to be your father. I doubt anybody could have anticipated that one. Yeah, what are the odds, huh? Maybe I knew, Mr. Hyde. Even as you arrived at my room today, I knew what was going to happen. Somewhere deep down, I must have realized that you would uncover the whole thing. Tell me something, Mr. Hyde. Have you found everything you were looking for? Yes, I think I have. Michael's 13-year-old diary, the proof that connects the LAPD and Condor, even the Scarlet Star. I've uncovered them all. You found the Scarlet Star? Certainly did. Michael Mcgrath left some helpful clues behind. They led me to the hidden chamber and helped me get it. I have it now. You know what? I only realize now that the condor beak pointing at the card of diamond was for the location of the diamond. Diamond. Yeah, there you go. That's what was the significance. I didn't even realize until now. Well, maybe I already did in the past, but this time on this playthrough, I actually didn't. It didn't click. Mind blown. Why didn't I think of it? I should have. It was so obvious. Is that so? Here, take a look. So this is the Scarlet Star. Sure is. Your late husband didn't take the disappearance of it lightly and killed Kathy as a result. Pardon me. The Scarlet Star going missing was where this whole horrible ordeal began. Not quite. Condor's theft of the Scarlet Star in the first place is where it really started. If George Patrice were still alive, I'd be showing the thing to him. And we'd be having a very frank chat about his crimes. I'm sure you would, but as he's no longer with us, that will never happen. True. The same with Michael. You can have this back now, Mr. Hyde. What? What? I was only concerned with keeping it hidden, not keeping it for myself. Since you found it, you've earned the right to keep it. In fact, everything you found is as good as yours, the room and all its contents. Which by extension means that disposing of it all also falls to you. And you're sure about this? I am. I understand. Okay then, I suppose it's time for me to tell you everything. Like what? What's there left to say? Will you listen to what I have to say, Mr. Hyde? All of it? Will you let me tell you about my foolishness in loving an evil man? I first met him when I was 19 years old. I was a dancer back then and he was part of a band. I knew from the start that he was a bad person. He brought a different woman with him each time and used to keep dubious company. Despite all this, I fell for him. but as soon as we began to live together, something became very apparent to me. I knew that I'd need to get used to dealing with times I loved him. Oh, wait, what? I knew that I'd need to get used to dealing with times I loved him and times I detested him. Okay, yeah, the sentence makes more sense with the latter part. The strangest thing was, the more I became accustomed to the jealousy I felt, the more my desire toward him grew. It was a very strange position to be in. When he started dipping his feet into the world of crime, I began thinking that I needed to know everything he was involved in. So yes, before you say it, by keeping his wrongdoing secret, I became an accomplice. The feeling of guilt that arose from all the crimes was what chained us together. But inevitably, that wasn't a strong enough bond to keep our marriage alive. He became more and more distant from me as his feelings faded, until finally I could see there was no hope for a future together. Eventually, he and Kathy went on to betray me and Michael. Despite having full knowledge of their intimacy, there was no fuss made. I was perfectly content to just sit back and watch, now that my feeling had subsided. But after Kathy was murdered, and I saw the taunting smile that appeared on his face, as he told me that I was going to have to keep one more secret, I finally started to realize that I had made a grave mistake. I was partly responsible for the man he'd become. It came to me in a flash. I was the only person who'd be able to put an end to his misdeeds once and for all. And so on that day I planned to shoot him using his own gun. But as it turned out, I wasn't to become a murderer that night after all. Somebody else had crept in, pointed a gun, and shot George instead. It was none other than his friend, Michael. Well, you were going to do it yourself, so... When the deed was done, he looked me in the eye before striking me down with the gun. I woke up after being out cold. The first thing I noticed was that the gun that shot George was grasped in my right hand, with the now lifeless body of my husband laid out before me. He had died with the most atrocious look of pain across his face. One thing went through my mind as I stared at his dead eyes. Enough. He had gotten nothing short of what he deserved for the crimes he committed. I made one final promise to his agonized face, then I vowed that I would keep his secrets even after his death and not tell a soul. I intended to take those secrets with me into the next life, but... From then on, I felt very much like a ship lost at sea with no lighthouse to guide me home. I drifted aimlessly in the darkness, tossed endlessly by the waves. You know what happened after that? I was arrested and held on suspicion of murder. I eventually faced that grueling trial. Despite my predicament, I remained silent and told the police and lawyers nothing. Do you know why I chose not to reveal the truth, Mr. Hyde? Because Niall forced you to? I wanted them to find me guilty, that's why? Oh, okay. I felt it was only fitting. After all, I was fully intent on extinguishing George's life myself that night, but it seems that greater powers than my own were at work then. Somehow the court found me innocent of the crime, and the money I'd inherited from George enabled me to buy the hotel. Part of the reason I snapped this place up was to maintain the secrecy. But I also felt that if I lived here, the lighthouse would be my guide and help me traverse the waves and survive the darkness. Looking back, maybe I was just clinging on to my foolish ideals, but the fact remains, I failed in my attempt to keep what he did secret. And that brings us right back to here and now, where I'm telling you everything. And that's the end, Mr. Hyde. There is no more. I expect you're overwhelmed with anger at this foolish woman's confession, am I right? I really wish I hadn't needed to tell anybody what I've told you. You're kidding, right? I beg your pardon? Surely you've been wanting to offload this entire thing onto somebody for years. I mean, keeping all this pent up for so long and all. You must have been dying to tell anybody who would listen. Pretty interesting life story, ma'am. Mr. Hyde, I admit it, you're right. I've been languishing in my guilt for what seems like an eternity. I just couldn't see it through to the end. I know I made the decision by myself, but I just wanted to put my love for another ahead of my own feelings. I never thought doing so could lead to this much turmoil. It's true, I've been feeling like this for quite some time now. I desperately wanted someone I could sit down and talk to. It's been so horrible. As I stare at Max crying her eyes out, I think to myself, there must be so many people around the world forced to keep burdens on their own. Love is one hell of a drug. One thing's for sure, I'm one of them. Knowing the truth behind my dad's death and uncovering the hidden deeds behind it. It still doesn't go far to erase the unbearable things I have going around my mind. I understand the pain she's feeling, I really do. Now she's in front of me in tears after telling me everything. After spending all that time keeping an unbearable truth to herself, the more she cries, the easier the burden will become, though it'll never truly disappear. I suppose the least I can do is wait quietly here until she's done. Mrs. Patrice, if you stay there much longer, you're gonna catch your death. Here, I'll help you up. Yeah, it is December 26th after all. I can't stand on my own. I have never needed anybody's help, and I have no intention of changing that now. Max stands up and I notice that there are no longer any tears in her eyes. Her eyes are now fixed on the light bursting forth from the lighthouse. We just stand and stare. Silently we gaze up at the lighthouse. Soon we'll be leaving this lighthouse behind forever. I wonder if I'll be okay without it to guide me through the darkness. Max continues to mutter things to herself. I'm unable to respond. I just continue staring up at the lighthouse without saying a word. (11 p.m) So it's not quite December 27th yet then. Even though Max has left the roof, I'm still standing around here. I don't feel like dragging myself back to my room. I decide to take one last trip to the 4th floor. I enter room 406 and open the curtains. I brush aside the dust that's covering the window and peer outside. Through the dirty window I observe the scene beyond. It's the cold, damp view I'm so accustomed to seeing, the picturesque city at night. I never thought I'd see the last view my dad ever laid eyes on. But of course what my dad saw must have been slightly different. 25 years have passed since my dad was killed. I'm now the age he was then, standing in the same room and looking out the same window. What did he see when he stared out through it? What was he expecting to see? I may have uncovered what happened then, but I'll never know what he was thinking. There is one thing I know for certain though. He was standing by this window because he made a choice. A choice which was made with me and Mom in mind. I closed the curtains and let the memory of my dad rest at last. The next morning. Good night, guys. Signing out for today. Okie dokie, RB. Thank you for the resub, and thank you for spending a little time with us here. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest. It's my phone. I reach out from beneath the covers of my bed and make a move to grab the receiver. Hello? Morning, Kyle. Hey. I got a call from Ed last night. He told me everything. Seems you've been keeping things from me. He what? It's not like that. I wasn't keeping anything from you. Then why didn't you just tell me yourself? I mean, Ed going to the hospital is pretty serious and all. Oh, right. That. What else would it be? Is there something else you're not telling me? No, of course not. I don't feel it's the right time to let Mom know about the truth behind Dad's death. I guess I can't put it off forever, though. Ed told me something nice, too, though. He said you're not the good-for-nothing you used to be. What's that supposed to mean? Relax, it's just his way of paying you a compliment. Besides, I was really happy to hear him say it. Listen, Mom. Yes? You remember the chat we had a couple of days ago? The one about why you and Dad were together? Yes, I remember. Well, I've been doing some thinking since then about that. If I can put his crimes into the past, I'd like to come and visit you. Maybe then you could tell me some more about him. I'd be happy to, Kyle. I turn on the tap, splash some water on my face, so throw on some clothes. Time to give Rachel a call. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. Morning, handsome. I'm done with that order. You mean you found the item? Yeah, that and the truth from 25 years ago. Should I pass you over to Ed? No need, I'll probably come into the office later anyway. Best give Ed a heads up first though. Will do. So guess I'll see you then. I'll be waiting, Kyle. Before I do anything else, I'd better fill Frank in on what happened yesterday. What is it, kitty? Want some attention? Ah, no, okay, he's hungry. Mr. Hyde, are there any 2021 games you're interested in? A few, I guess. There's East 9 coming out in 2021. There's Shin Megami Tensei 3 the HD remaster. There's well, normally Shin Megami Tensei 5 is supposed to come out in 2021. I'm very much looking forward to that one. Hollow Knight Silk Song. There must be a few more that I just can't remember right now. Oh yeah, Bravely Default 2 on Switch as well. What did you find out in the end? Did you manage to uncover anything significant? Yeah, you could say that. That's why I'm here, actually. Please, tell me what you know. I gained access to the hidden chamber Condor used for their secret sales. A hidden chamber? That's what I said. Seems there's been a secret room here ever since the place was a hotel. Wasn't easy to find, though. The only way to get in was via a secret hatch in the elevator. I'm stunned. So you actually entered this chamber. Damn right I did. And not just that, I found some pretty interesting things there. They should be just what you've been looking for. What? Here. The ledger. Mr. Hyde, could this be? It's a ledger containing all the details of the jewel sales that Condor made. I believe this pretty much covers what you've been trying to find, am I right? And this too. Hugh Speck's badge and a picture of him in the company of the criminals. What you have there is a picture showing Hugh Speck together with Condor and an LAPD police badge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this should provide you with enough evidence to nail Speck. Mr. Hyde, I thank you. What's wrong? I'm sorry, please understand how emotional this is for me. I've hoped for this day to come for such a long time now. It's been quite a wait. Mr. Hyde, thanks to your efforts, I now have all the proof I need to take that man down. The rest you can safely leave to me. Break a leg. Just one thing though, Frank. What is it? Once you've blown the whistle on Speck, what will you do next? Where are you gonna go after this? What, worried that this old man might have nowhere to go? Please, don't trouble yourself with such worries. I've got no wish to throw myself into the care of my children. In fact, after Hugh Speck's wrongdoing has been exposed to the world, I intend to move to Haidao and live out my days there. Haidao? Yeah. A colleague of mine from the force has a farm there. He's been telling me for years to come down and visit. It's about time I took him up on it. Okay. Sounds like you're all set. Let's make a deal then. I give you the proof you've been after, and you promise to send me some of the potatoes you're gonna grow down there. Deal. I'll be sure to send some your way. What, is that what they grow in Haidao? Now I must be going. Frank returns to his room. That ties that one up. Now I'd better think about visiting an estate agency before heading to the office. Yeah, look for a new place to live. Should I check on people on the way out, by the way? What is it? Yeah, of course you're not gonna come on my lap while I'm streaming. How silly of me. To think you would. Hey, Charles. Knock, knock. Good morning, Mr. Hyde. When are you leaving this place, Charles? I'll be going on the 29th. I see. Today? The 29th? Do you have any plans to go back to France? Not yet. What? I want to stay here in LA and study some more. I'm going to try and convince my grandfather to let me stay for 1 more year. You think you can get him on board? Well, if I can, I intend to work and pay my own tuition fees. No more allowances from him. Sounds like a plan. Doesn't sound like it's gonna be easy, but knowing you, you'll find a way. I hope so. Anyway, see you later. Ah no, this one was vacant. What is it, kitty? What do you want? Come here. Come show yourself. Ah, attention craver. Anyway. Will White isn't here, I guess. Marie is gone, perhaps. There's no answer. It looks like Marie's kept her part of the bargain and headed to the station. Betty? There's no answer. It looks like Betty is not at home. Maybe she spent the night with Tony. Who's there? It's me, Kyle. Oh, Hyde. Sorry, man, but I'm about to go out. I see. What's on TV? Doesn't look like much, but at least it works. Guess I'll turn it on. Hey, Pinky Rabbit! The news is on, and now for today's weather. Cold and dry, inspirational. An infomercial is on. Let the sweet lemon taste of Cool Pop fire your neurons and tickle your taste buds. They have a point. I've been pretty addicted to the stuff lately. There's an old TV show on. I can hear the audience laughing every few seconds. Nothing worse than a bad sitcom. The walls are gone again. Mr. Hyde. Hey, Claire. Good morning, Mr. Hyde. What's up? You seem chirpier than usual, if that's possible. Can you guess? Come on, tell me what's up. My mom's here. She's chatting with Dad right now. Is that so? Yes, and what's more, they seem to be getting along really well. I don't want to jinx it, but this could be their second chance. Well, let's hope your luck's in. I've got you to thank for this, Mr. Hyde. Me? What did I do? Well, you and Dad talked about it, didn't you? You told him few families actually manage to get back together, and that there are lots that really want to but simply can't. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing I'd say. Claire? Hmm? Dad? Yeah, no, we're not gonna see the Mrs. Sydney. No, we're not gonna see her, sadly. Well, hey there, Mr. Hyde. Hi, Sydney. Dad, where's Mom? It's no use, Claire. I don't think I can handle it on my own. I run out of things to say when it's just the two of us. Dad, Mom's not expecting the world, you know. Just be yourself. But Claire, just take it slowly and try not to get flustered. Don't try to rush through it. Enjoy the time you have together. Claire, anyway, I've got to get back to the cafe. You'd better think about heading back too, unless you want to keep Mom waiting. Yeah, fair enough. See you later, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, bye. Claire walks back into the cafe. This whole thing isn't as easy as it looks. Sydney, I think you'd better do what Claire says. After all, these things take time. I suppose you're right. I'll give it my best shot. Dad! Guess that's my cue. Speak to you later, Mr. Hyde. Sydney heads back to the cafe. Yo, Hyde. Huh? Word up, home slice. What's up with you carrying your guitar around with you at this time in the morning? Got me a job? No kidding, a job. You. Hey, it's okay, Hyde. You don't have to get so emotional. I've got a gig. The venue is a bit small, but they picked up my act after hearing my song on the radio. I've been signed up to play from today for a whole week, you know? That's great, man. Good for you. There's just one tiny little hitch. They want me to play them something totally new on the last day, which is cool and all, but I don't have any new material. I've been going over it in my head, but I'm coming up with zilch. Cut the crap. Stop worrying about it and just do it. Just do it! What? I'm pretty sure that if you put your mind to it, you can write something new. You know how tough life can get. You've got a nice girl, you've even been knocked out. Surely you've got no end of subject matter to work with. You know what? You're right. Guess I'd better give it a shot. How are you feeling after last night anyway? A lot better now. No sleep spray's gonna keep me down. How about you? How did the treasure hunt go? Treasure hunt. I'm finished with that now. Yeah? You're done? Turns out the information wasn't entirely truthful. Oh, gonna lie to him? What do you mean? It was all devised by some shady types to get us to play their game. So we were taken out by those same shady characters. Right, and that's why I decided to get out while I still could. Better not to pry into it. Damn, that's serious stuff. So I guess all our dreams about becoming stinking rich have gone up in smoke, huh? Guess they have. Oh yeah, Hyde. I'm gonna be recording my demo tape tomorrow. So you got yourself a studio? Sure did. That grand you gave me was plenty to set up a real sweet place. Glad to hear it. You and me both. And once I've got my sound recorded on a demo tape, the sky's the limit. One step closer to your dream, I suppose. Hyde, I just want you to know, as soon as I've got the cash, I'm gonna pay you back. Every last penny. Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Cut me some slack, man. I'm being serious here. Whoa. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Long time no see. I trust you are well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Your timing's perfect, actually. I was hoping to ask you something. Oh, what is it? Regarding your rent, I was just curious to hear when you'll be settling the total amount you still owe me. I'm sorry about that, but it's cool because I'm gonna pay it all off soon. I got some work that's gonna be bringing in the cash, so don't you worry. You'll get your rent soon enough. I see. You seem quite confident about it. I'm prepared to take you at your word. Please come and see me once you're in a position to settle your debt. Thanks, Mrs. Patrice. Hey, Tony, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Damn, you're right, I got a split. Wish me luck. He's somewhat different from before, wouldn't you say? He is? He managed to look me in the eye and tell me straight, much more confident. I feel a lot more inclined to believe what he says when his attitude is like that. I wonder what brought on this sudden change. You're not so different yourself, you know? What? Well, like you, he's been weighed under by problems and couldn't get any help. Now he's overcome that, and you've seen the results. I see your point. Mrs. Patrice, what are you gonna do with yourself after you leave this place? I must confess I haven't really given the matter much thought, but now you mention it, maybe it's about time I did. Part of me just wants to get out of here, maybe on a cruise. Somewhere with a lighthouse to guide us at night. What do you think, Mr. Hyde? Maybe you'd care to join me? I think I'll give it a miss. I'm not really one for long, drawn-out cruises. I see. Well, that's probably for the best, especially seeing as you have more pressing matters to attend to. Meaning, well, like finding a new place to live for once. It's only you and Mr. Wolf who are yet to decide on a place. Maybe it is time I gotta move on. I'd really appreciate it if you did. There's still a lot on my plate to take care of without having you to worry about. Though I'm sure you appreciate that more than the others would. Yeah. Anyway, I must be going, Mr. Hyde. Okay then. Time for me to head out too. My pager. Huh. Take it easy. What's the hurry? I'll be there as soon as I can, Rachel. It's time to leave. What did he put in there? And that was Last Window: The Secret of Cape West on Nintendo DS. Tomorrow night, I'm still not quite sure what I want to play, because I don't want to start a new game off before the start of the new year, knowing that there won't be... I don't know, didn't he give it to the old woman? Maybe. You could be right, actually. So yeah, I don't know what to play tomorrow night, but not something that I intend to play a full playthrough of. Maybe some Mario Kart, I don't know, if anyone cares to join. Or maybe something else. Some random games or something. Marie Rivet. Mag said she didn't need it and gave it back. Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, it could have been actually. Threw it away. Sydney Regan. Claire Regan. Ed Vincent. You never really see Ed's face. Mila Evans. Will Mcgrath. Frank Raver. Margaret Patrice. Might have just given it to Ed, but then again, so many lives were lost because of it. And Niall might still come after them. That group of criminals. That may have been dangerous to hold on to it. So yeah, tomorrow, yeah, I think I've made up my mind. I want to play some Mario Kart, so if anyone wants to join, you're free to do so. And that will be the last stream of the year then, since on New Year's Eve, well, everyone will be busy anyway, including me, so there won't be any stream on that night. The one after that would be in 2021 then. You might be able to. Well, you're welcome to it. It's more fun playing with other people than playing by myself against randoms. It's fun too, but it's not the same. Had a few good rounds last week actually. With the pain almost completely gone, I can actually play. Oh, okay, well that's great. If you started playing Catherine, by the way, if you had any luck with that, come to think of it. Mario Club Company Limited. Well, hopefully you can actually play and actually play good. Oh, Satoru Iwata. Poor man, he's gone. Is there anything post-credit? The final results of the election are now in. Not yet, I couldn't do much else than lay down on my side. Would be an awkward way to play. Yeah, that makes sense. Born and bred in the locality, this man's steady campaign has won him the position. He shares his firm handshake with his running opponent, Hugh Speck. Speck, the runner-up of the campaign, had this to say: regardless of the outcome, I will continue to represent the good of the people. We apologize for the interruption, but breaking news has just come in. The Museum of Natural History has received an anonymous donation. Ah, that's what Kyle Hyde has done. The donation consists of a large, pristine diamond. The diamond itself is a well-known jewel, the famous Scarlet Star. It was stolen from the French jeweler Charnay 25 years ago in Los Angeles. Experts examining the diamond recognized it as the Scarlet Star right away. Due to its distinctive appearance, it is an absolutely priceless stone. I repeat. The Museum of Natural History has received an anonymous donation. The end. That's it. I'll save your progress. Well, yeah, I guess I could. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow night then. If you want to, whether you want to join and play or if you want to just watch, you're welcome to either of those. Well, I should start normally around the same time as usual. I'll post about it on the Discord. I'll put the word out just in case anyone else wants to join, and I should see you guys tomorrow then. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. And you're welcome, by the way. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Thank you, Panda.